another wonderful episode of Sports, Nonsense, and Whiskey. Full crew tonight. Everybody's back. Zach, start over here. How you doing?
Good.
All right, that's not what I was...
Yeah, that wasn't...
I was expecting more. SB.
It's your boy Zach in the house, motherfuckers.
Starting it off early. Appreciate
Boom. M.A.
Yeah.
SB, how you doing?
Good, man. Just tired. Long weekend to week.
We're going to get to your guys' story,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
we're gonna break it up with some sports and stuff first, and then we'll use you to lead into football. But
Understood.
We definitely want to hear about your weekend. Pinky, how you doing?
that. Getting back to normal. Had some interesting stuff go down in the last 2 days. That some parenting stuff that made me feel good as a parent for once.
Oh,
Like
okay.
I actually did the right thing.
I didn't know.
Awesome.
I didn't know it was going to go that
So-
direction, so I'm happy to hear that.
dude.
Yeah, nobody thought that story was gonna go happy ending. That's great.
Most of them don't.
Yeah.
Nonsense. My daughter got suspended Friday for being one of 16 kids to witness a fight in the girls' bathroom
Wait. She got suspended because she watched it?
and didn't report it. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Like, I couldn't even really be mad at her on that. I was just like, yeah, you're not really, technically you're supposed to report those things. You shouldn't be involved in that, right? But, of course, they've got a video. It went all around the school. It's out on TikTok or whatever. And, sure enough, one of the most recognizable people in the video is my daughter because she's got straight red hair.
Sure, I mean, that'll make you stand out a little bit.
So, I mean, if she would have
And
just been...
Come to boot, when the officers at the school were going class to class to get the kids to suspend them, she was the only one in class where she was supposed to be. Imagine that.
A lot of lessons learned that day.
Yeah.
I mean, if the school looked at me and said, your child's suspended because they watched a fight, I would kick somebody in the nuts right there.
I guess kind of ridiculous.
I mean,
My thought would be, so does that mean you're fired because a fight occurred at your school?
I mean, yeah, exactly.
I don't know. Now that we're saying stupid stuff, you know what I mean? Let's bounce a few more ideas back and forth.
Yeah,
guess
that's
that would
kind of
be
where
my
I was headed
thought
with
process.
this because
Yeah.
it's mind-boggling
Yeah.
to me. So, wait, you didn't break it up. You didn't. But are you supposed to also let these kids resolve their own issues? So if those two kids fought, maybe you should figure out why they fought and discuss their issues, not everybody who watched it.
I felt just being like, hey, man, people used to go and watch beheadings. Should they have all been punished as well? 'Cause they
Beheaded?
watched it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like she had a sign and popcorn, right?
She probably needed to pee. You know what I mean? You ever think about that?
She
Can you
just
guys
got
hurry
stuck
this
in
up?
there. Yeah,
Can you hurry this up, man?
she's
Come
getting
on.
ready for gym class. Come on, guys.
Bell's about to hit, and I'm the only one that's going to go to class.
Yeah.
So if you guys aren't done with it, I don't
Well,
know.
that's ridiculous. That sucks. Sorry she has to deal with that.
That's just the schools are being a little bit tougher than normal on those things. And then Rampart specifically because they're having a lot of issues. So
Well, just do what that school did in Georgia, right? Where they sent the 16 fathers and they just hung it out the school. They literally went from 23 fights in 1 week to none because all the dads were there.
Huh.
Yeah, that's literally what it did.
I saw that,
Yeah,
too.
there's tons
Yeah.
of articles about it.
You kidding me?
I'm not kidding.
They're big dads, though.
Yeah, they're big.
They're
So-
big.
Well, yeah, you can't send me in because half the kids are going to be bigger than me, so
Right.
that doesn't work.
Yeah. No, but they were there because...
unless I take one kid out some kung fu style and everybody kind of realizes not to,
that
but
sounds
that's
like
not going to happen.
Sounds like a solid lawsuit waiting to happen. Is,
Hey.
assault a child.
What
at
you do is
school.
you do it to your own kid.
That doesn't sound like that's going to resolve much, but I see what your point is. But yeah, no, these were 16 huge, and they went in there and they're like, nah, we're not going to let this happen, right? Because of course that's one of the big limitations of the schools. They could only get so involved in certain ways, but these dudes were like, oh no, if it's my kid, you know what I mean? Things are going to get straightened out real fast. So, but anyways, yeah, it changed literally just having what they considered to be an authoritative figure there. Because obviously security guards weren't it, teachers weren't it.
Well,
but-
usually, there's 2 security guards
Yeah,
on
I mean,
campus?
there's never enough.
We had 2.
Yeah.
So, our school is pretty long.
I don't know. All I know is they got to start doing different things. It's real simple. If what you're doing doesn't work, figure something else out. There's no innovation here, and that's why people continually stay stupid. So,
ain't that the truth?
yeah.
What was the other thing that made you a proud papa?
I don't think that was the first thing that made him a
That wasn't.
pop
that
up.
was- yeah.
Well, you led with that, so that's kind of what I was thinking. You're like, well, at least you weren't involved in the fight. I thought
man,
was
at
where you were
least
going
it
with
was
that. I'm like,
kind of a happy story.
I talked to her.
I mean, yeah, it was a
wasn't-
pinky story. I wasn't looking for like rainbows.
That
at
was
the
might have
end.
been as happy as it gets. Yeah.
You know?
Right.
So
Okay, so you didn't even tell us what made you proud.
well, it was kind of. This is a weird story, but so we were talking about it, and I was just like, yeah, I can't really be mad at you. I was like, just you have to know you can't be around those situations. If you're around those situations, you get held accountable for other people's actions. So do your best.
After midnight,
So she's been a little more open,
bad things happen,
right?
like we talked about.
Oh yeah.
Can't be
Absolutely
after
true
midnight.
story.
Yeah.
Okay.
So she's been a little more open, and we were talking last night after the gym, and she was talking about health class, and she was like, "Yeah, we're talking about STDs." Started laughing. I was like, "Yeah, I remember that one time I thought I had an STD," and she was like, "What?" I was like, "Yeah, it was just urinary tract infection. It's fine. Took some meds. We're good." She's like, "You got around, Dad?" I was like, "No, it was nothing like that. Nothing that you need to hear, but just know that they're nothing to mess around with." And she's like, "Well, thankfully, Dad, you'll never have to worry about me getting an STD." And I was like, "Okay, really?" And she's like, "Well, yeah." I was like, "You got to give me a little bit more than that. Like,
Right.
how are you not going to get an STD?"
It's like either you don't understand how it happens, or
And she's like, "Well, I'll never have sex with a guy, Dad." And I was like, "Oh, well, we call that gay.
right.
And that's okay." And she's like, "Yes, Dad." I was like, "That's really nice of you to say that. I've been wondering it. You've thrown hints out. Thank you for coming out." I just told her, I was like, "Hey, no matter what, I love you. Whoever you love, whatever you do,
Yeah.
that's fine, as long as you're happy."
Right.
And the proud papa moment, so I felt like we had a good connection.
Yeah, absolutely. That's an awesome moment.
But I dropped her off, and I noticed I had told my neighbor, I got him an interview with USAA.
Uh-huh.
And I told him, "Hey, I'll come over. I'll give you some tips, or just kind of tell you about the job, whatever." He's really been struggling, needed a job, and so we're just hanging out and talking. And once I leave, I come in, and my oldest son, Aaron, is sitting there on the couch, and he's relaxing. And come in, and we talk, and I was like, "Hey, Aaron, you know what? I don't think we've ever talked about this, and I just want to let you know."
Are you gay?
No, I didn't say that. I said,
yeah, like
I said, "I know you're gay. You've thrown a lot of hints out, but you've never said it."
Oh,
I just
he
wanna-
is.
Yeah. I said, "I just want to let you know, because your mom and I have never talked about it. Your mom won't have those conversations." I said, "We love you regardless. Whoever you bring over for Thanksgiving or whatever, we will love you no less, as long as you're happy." And I help him make dinner or whatever, and before he goes to bed, and he doesn't say this often, he's like, "Love you, Dad." And I was just like, you know what? That like almost brought a tear to my
nice.
Yeah.
eye. So that
That's
was
crazy.
a proud papa moment.
That's good. That sounds like a really good
Those
day.
are tough conversations to have, though.
Now you woke your daughter up the next morning though, and made sure she understood that you could still get STDs even when you're gay, right? Like, you finished that conversation, correct?
We did have that
Okay,
conversation.
because I didn't want her to go around thinking like she's just immune now. Like,
Yeah, we talked about that.
Right.
Without going into too much detail, I was like, it is still possible.
all right, cool.
Yeah, this isn't the time to start dropping strategies. You know what I
No,
mean?
no. That's about as much PSA as you're getting from us, ladies and gentlemen. So
right, yeah. But the main fact is, please communicate with your children. All right, let them know that they're loved, regardless. You'd be surprised how far that can go. You know what I mean?
Agreed.
Just to get some encouragement in life. You'd be surprised how very little encouragement goes on out there. So, well, thanks.
I like that. That was actually a great Pinky story, rainbow, happy ending. Like,
It was, yeah.
excellent.
Yeah.
They don't always come with the rainbows at the end.
For those that haven't listened until tonight, go check out some of the first season early on, and you'll understand real quickly.
Yeah. Right.
So, Zach, you were gone last week. World Series happened in the meantime. Braves won. What are you thinking about all of that?
Dude, I enjoyed this World Series. There was a lot of runs scored. Pitching was good at times. But overall, I thought it was a fun World Series. I enjoyed watching it. I'm glad Atlanta won.
I don't think it had as many of those like nail biting moments because most of the games were pretty big, like not blowouts per se, but there's a lot of runs scored.
Yeah, and I mean, to a lot of people, that's better for the game of baseball.
Yeah,
And
it's like
not
watching the
playoff
Super
baseball,
Bowl with
though.
more offense than defense. You know what I
No,
mean?
but the series before with the Dodgers and Atlanta,
Yeah.
you got that the entire
Yeah.
series.
But that's what you really want with playoff baseball. Is you want it one run, every at bat matters, that stolen base matters. Like,
Yeah, I know I'm in the minority, but I don't mind a defensive Super Bowl if we get it. If the offenses aren't terrible,
I
it's
don't
just
know.
good defense.
That
Like,
Patriots Rams Super Bowl was pretty bad.
Yeah, dude, that was a
I'm
boring.
a defensive guy, and that was pretty bad.
that to me though was the Rams offense just had one of those days. Like they just looked
Well,
bad.
They didn't stop the Patriots from stealing their signals.
Well, that could be a lot of it. But I'm saying, like, I don't mind it if you can tell it's just a really good defense playing at the top level, and they're outplaying that offense for that moment.
See,
now,
I
if it
don't-
looks like really crappy offense and it becomes a defensive battle, then I'm with you. Then it sucks. Like that just isn't.
See,
fun to
I don't
watch.
mind like your.
in baseball, I like some defensive matchups in the playoffs.
I don't mind like your 1-3 games. Or
Dude, I love the 1-0s,
2-1.
the
Yeah.
2-1, that
It's-
chess match that
it's like-
starts.
When the Braves started going against Houston, it's like their pitching staff dominated. You know what I mean? So it was like, okay, yeah, we're up 9-5 right now, but as soon as our bottom 3 relievers come in, you guys are done.
Yeah, I like those close defensive kind of things when you see that chess match start happening.
Yes.
I love that stuff.
No, we just didn't get that in this.
Nah,
series.
this World
No.
Series to me, if you were just
If you like watching runs scored,
if you're a bandwagon baseball fan, like you just kind of watch the playoffs in the postseason, I don't think you paid attention that much this year. If you're a hardcore baseball fan, I think you watched, but I think you were a little bummed out because it wasn't that competitive. If you're a Houston fan, you're super bummed. If you're a Braves fan, you're ecstatic.
Well, yeah.
I think that's just kind of where everybody lies.
I mean,
it
I
wasn't
was-
one of those where everybody's like, that was a good World Series. You know what I mean? It
no,
wasn't a bad
No,
World
I
Series.
mean, it's not a bad
the
World
National
Series,
League
but-
Series was way better.
Yeah. It
But
just
we got
wasn't.
that. We knew going into this game it was going to be high scoring.
They both were high scoring.
I mean,
It could have
like,
been high scoring and close though, and it would have been a good World Series.
Well, it's still close. I mean, they only lost. Houston lost 2 or they lost by 2 a couple games.
I feel like all 4 games the Braves won, Houston never felt really in it. I feel like the Braves just kind of had it handled at all points. It never really felt like it was a battle. And then Houston blew out the Braves the 2 games they won, and that was it.
Yeah.
Like it just didn't have that like, oh man, that intensity is really starting to build now.
Well, it felt like whoever got the lead first was going to win the game. It's kind of what it felt. Other than that, all of a sudden,
But
Houston had 9.
Again,
and you're like,
Braves
"No."
looking good next year with Acuna coming back.
The
yeah,
pitching staff's going to get a little bit healthier too with Soroka
And I don't think they paid a whole lot for Duvall and Soler.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how they.
So they need the DH rule to come into play. That's for sure.
That would help.
Yeah. But I like that strategy of the game, keeping the DH in, or not in, for National League.
I like the DH. I always have.
I don't know, man.
Get the hell out of the game. Period. You're a pitcher.
Dude,
Guess what you're going to go do? You're going to go bat.
I
So
don't
you
want
like
my
the
pick.
National League, then.
I don't
Hell
want,
yeah.
Yeah,
You're
man.
part of the game. Why are you only playing half
The
of
guys
it?
who suck batting are the worst to watch. I don't like that at all.
There's everyday players who are batting 160 something. Pitchers can go out and do that just fine.
I agree.
some pitchers. Other pitchers look like they're literally
All
lost
of them.
out there.
All of
Because
them
they
think you
don't
can do it. You know
ever
what it's called?
practice or
It's
batting.
it's called batting practice. They don't do it right now. Guess what happens if you do it? You improve. It's phenomenal theories. They're kind of new
I mean,
and
to
modern,
me, it's like
but,
asking
I
a
mean,
kicker to go out and play on play wide receiver. I just
No, it's
don't wanna
not.
see
It's
it.
asking him to tackle if a guy comes close to
Yeah, I
him
don't-
because he's part of the game.
I don't.
Yeah,
I don't
agree
need
with
it.
Caleb there.
And do they
we
tackle
don't
people if
agree
they come
much,
close? Yes,
but that's
yes,
a
they
good
do.
analogy.
Actually, it wouldn't hurt for them to get some throwing reps in just in case they got to do a fake or two. I'm just saying.
They should do some of that. Probably if they're not, then that's on the coaching staff. But yes, they should be doing that too. On those fake punts and stuff, you need to be able to have at least some familiarity with what you're about to attempt. Muscle memory is a hell of a thing, Pinky. It's a hell of a thing. And if you have some of it, you'd be amazed what happens. You put somebody on skis who's never skied before,
this
guess
is-
what happens? They eat it all the way down the mountain.
This is what I'm gonna say.
I go back in skiing after 20 years of not being on the mountain. You know what happened?
Shut your fucking
I
face
skied
for a
down the
second.
mountain.
This is what I'm gonna say.
It's an analogy, Zach. Calm down.
I get it, but you're rambling on. This is what I'm going to say. When you first start playing baseball, what are you doing? You're pitching and you're hitting, right? You do that pretty much all the way up into college. Nope. I mean, nowadays I know they separate that.
You're done doing that after high school if you're a pitcher.
I don't know.
For the most part, college and on, if you're a pitcher, you're pitching.
Well, I am all for the DH.
Gross.
I disagree with you, Pinky.
That wouldn't be the first time. Or the last.
Baseball really wants to make things a little more interesting. They take that out of the game. And I know people say it's actually should be the opposite, and I that blows my mind. I'd rather see a lot more Shohei Otanis than dudes who could just come out and hit a home run.
Well, that would probably create a lot of...
Hell yeah, I'd force it.
Yeah.
Is that it?
I guess.
On baseball?
I think I'm just kind of
Congratulations to the Braves.
I'm kind of blown away that Zach is agreeing with me on one of my baseball takes.
I know.
Is that
I
what it
don't like
was? We
DH.
just sat all paused in awe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't quite sure where to go after that. 'Cause
You know,
Either.
I didn't even know what a DH was. I mean, I know what a designated hitter is. I didn't know their purpose. So I'm learning a little bit here.
Yeah,
Not necessarily taking notes, but,
pinch hitter means you're just bringing in a replacement guy for whoever was going to hit.
Uh-huh.
You're just bringing in somebody different to hit for him. It's a one-time event.
Oh.
A DH, and that's the NL, the National League. In the American League is the DH. That's every time the team goes to bat, that DH gets to bat in place of the pitcher.
Oh, okay.
So you don't have to worry about subbing the pitcher out and then replacing him. He's
the pitchers
always
usually
there.
suck at batting, so it's horrible to watch.
Oh, I just assumed.
Yeah, but it's
Dale
more.
did
It makes
that.
the game.
Why?
Because strategy.
They're either
Because it's like, do I take him
strikeout
out in the
or.
fourth, or do I take him out in the sixth? Well, we got 2 runners on. We're down by 2.
But why don't-
Let me pinch hit my best guy instead of the pitcher.
But if
That's
the
more
pitcher's just
strategy down
pitching
the
a
road.
good game, let's just keep him in because the DH
I
is
don't
going
need
to
to
hit
see
for
a
him.
lot of runs in baseball to make it interesting. What I need to see is a lot of action, which you can have in baseball with steals and different types of pitch counts creating.
Small ball is my favorite thing to watch.
I personally enjoy
You know
small
what
ball a
Atlanta
lot.
and the
Yeah.
Dodgers did to score those 3 runs?
I would much rather watch
Small
quote
ball.
unquote small ball in baseball all day, every day than 5 dudes strike out in a row and then a guy hit a home run.
With a
Like
walk.
to me, that is
Sure.
boring as
First
hell.
a guy would walk because that's where we're at this day, and then the next guy would hit a home run. And that's
So-
basically what Soler did all during the World Series. Would he hit 3 home runs?
I honestly believe if a team decided to, with talent, it would have to be a team with talent, play small ball, they would win 3, 4, 5 World Series in 8 years. I fully believe that right now. Because they would put so much pressure on the other team that I think guys would strike out even more chasing pitches than they would have normally. Because when you're
I
consistently
don't know. They
putting
strike out
guys...
a lot now.
I know, and I think they do it even more because this is just my opinion.
No,
when
I
you're
think teams
consistently
are getting-
putting pressure on somebody, when you have 2, 3 base runners on every single inning, and you're scoring 3 to 4 runs a game,
But if
to
you're-
me that would feel more dangerous than a team who hangs 8-0.
If you're playing small ball, though, you're building a team to play small ball. So you're going to get those guys that have, batting 250 instead of 160 something with.
But don't you think the Yankees, like to me, is a
The
perfect
Yankees
roster that
suck.
could turn around and do a small ball real easily?
No,
Judge isn't a bad batter.
no, Judge isn't. But
Stanton isn't great. He's a home run hitter. That's fine though. But you could leave him in the bottom of the lineup for that.
Gallo?
But Mayhew's a good hitter. Gallo's a little bit
Their
different.
whole
now.
lineup is mostly home run hitters. They're
Yeah.
not. They're not
Gallo
small
and
ball
Stanton.
guys.
That's the only 2, dude.
No, Judge hits home runs.
Judge hits home runs, but he also hit 290, 298 somewhere in there.
No, Judge
he
is a
can
good
hit.
hitter. I mean, he can hit. Yeah, I will agree with you. but-
LeMahieu was he was hitting 330s in Colorado plus, even his first couple years in the
No, it
Yankees,
was like
wasn't he?
317.
Well, it's still high. That's
Yeah.
a high batting average. So I feel like they have a lineup that you could do it. You just have to change the mentality of the way your
I
team is
disagree
going
with you
to at
because look at
bat.
their catcher Sanchez, Abdulhar. Is that his name? Their second/shortstop.
And Dahar, yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Hicks. Those are all.
But that's
home run
because
hitters.
all
Those
they
are
let him do
all-
now
no,
is just swing
that's-
away.
That's what they built their team for, to play in their little ass park.
I think you could ask the guys to do something different, and you'd be amazed what would happen. They're
don't know.
professional
I
baseball
mean, they
players.
still made it to the ALCS, didn't they, or close, or?
Yankees, they lost in the divisional.
Yeah.
I mean,
I mean, they made the wild card, right? Yeah, they made the wild card with Boston.
I'd say that's still a pretty good strategy.
So I'm not saying
If they
it's
had better
bad.
pitching, yeah.
I just think if a team that had talent would do it, other than Oakland or Tampa Bay, a team that had the real talent, if they did that, I think they could dominate for a good stretch. I really do.
Here's my perspective from being a complete outside source and not following baseball at all. The more variations and opportunities you have to generate your own strategy, I think that's good for a game. The reason why is because then you do not always have to pursue the exact same winning combination. You know what I mean? That's why I think it's good for a game.
So what you're saying is you like the no designated hitter.
I'm fine with whatever gives you the most options to try to create your own way of winning a game, period. So whatever that is, then that's what I'm on
It's
board
more
with.
of a chess match in the National League.
Agreed. And I'll go to basketball right now. I love basketball. Love watching the NBA. Love college. But there are two huge issues, one for each. The NBA right now is basically a bunch of street ball. And it gets really boring to watch
It's
at
been that
times.
way for
'Cause
20 years.
No.
Yeah.
Besides the Spurs.
It hasn't, actually. Over the last 10 is when it's really taken effect. The last 5, it's become that. But it's really just hooping with your buddies in the backyard kind of thing. Free-flowing, one-on-ones. There's not really an offense. There's not really an offensive scheme that,
No systems,
that
yeah.
teams have that they build around anymore. It's kind of sad to watch. In college, the problem actually is a lack of fundamentals, which you can really blame on the AAU circuits with these kids coming up. They pride athleticism over basics. And so if you're super athletic, they won't teach you or force you to learn the basics. So what's happening in college now is you get these guys who are one and done consistently, and a lot of these guys do not have a basic fundamental understanding of the game. And so what you're seeing is really poor basketball, because if a team can play defense and you have no fundamentals to back up your athleticism, that game gets really slow and ugly really fast. And it's happening across college basketball.
I'll say this again from being a very outside source pertaining to that, but I think what I'm going to say literally applies to anybody who's wanting to be successful, and that's do not rely on to be taught what success is.
Agree.
So if you think those are issues or you comprehend those are issues in that league, in that setting or whatever, then you be that person to go out and you learn those things yourself. Don't wait for a coach to tell you. Don't wait for anything else. If you want to be successful, you go do it.
There's a reason Joker won MVP last year. And it's not because he's the most athletic dude in the NBA. His IQ of the game and his basic fundamentals to be able to do everything with both hands and play every part of the game allowed him to dominate. And it's a skill set that very few in the NBA have. And it's always baffled me. Always baffled me. So going back to baseball, and I've said this about baseball for years, and people have always got mad at me for it, but I've never understood why pitchers don't hit. It is a part of the game. So why wouldn't you do it? Why would you exile yourself on purpose to only do one thing in this game?
I'll tell you my argument on if it was my team, why I would make my pitchers hit anyways, like practice hitting. It would be to say, listen, psychologically, if you want to know how to get people to miss, you need to understand how they hit. And that's why I would do it. It would have nothing to do with like, I need you to go out there and hit 290, right? It'd be like, listen, you got to know the mentality of the person you're going against.
I love that because that's always been one of my 2 points. One, it should make you understand how to be a better pitcher. And 2,
Oh, it totally does.
right, it should, right?
Oh, yeah.
2, I think it would only allow your team to have that much more of an advantage because not only do you just have the guys sitting in the dugout that you could bring in as a pinch hitter, you could grab any of your pitchers sitting in the bullpen.
Yeah.
So while one team only has 5 options, you now have 10.
Sure.
Like the amount of benefits to me far exceed whatever you lose from the pitching prospect of the talent.
Yeah.
I mean, that goes back to your point. As a pitcher, you should be able to kind of figure out what you need to do to throw to a hitter if you're going to bat, if you're up there at the plate.
It feels like a basic fundamental of the game to me.
From playing baseball, I pitched and I hit. So I felt like I had an advantage over people who didn't do both.
But you did
because
stop
it's-
playing in high school too.
Yeah.
Would have that been allowed to continue at college?
Probably not.
You start, yeah,
You
it's
want to know
crazy,
what?
man.
But if
Probably
you
not.
thought it was good, you would probably be every weekend in a batting cage, right?
Oh,
You're
dude,
like,
I loved hitting.
right. So, but that's my point, man. Is like, quit allowing people to dictate what's going to allow you to be successful. You figure out what's going to make you successful, and you do it.
Yeah.
Quick rant, and then I'll move along.
I just wanted to play baseball, though.
Yeah.
I didn't care if I was in the outfield or if I was pitching. As long as I was in the game, I was happy.
My
any of your
biggest
rants
pet peeve
quick?
right now with youth sports.
Are any of Caleb's rants quick? I
Never.
don't think so. No.
Any of my, yeah, this will be quick. My biggest pet peeve with youth sports right now that is causing a lot of what I'm saying right now is AAU circuits, competitive leagues, and parents allowing and forcing children to be solely focused on one sport year round. I think it does so much injustice to a growing athlete. Because when you play all sports, everything that you like, you learn different motor skills, motor functions, ways to look at things, the game in different perspectives. My soccer helped my footwork for basketball. It helped my conditioning for basketball. My basketball helped my hand-eye coordination for all sorts of other things. Hockey and tennis and anything else I wanted. Like, the web that stretches and allows you to be that much better at is crazy. And the fact that you pigeonhole people is absurd.
I don't think literally anything about that's even debatable. At least not if you're, being honest when it comes to the situation. Because you look at MMA, and that was literally the point. It was to
Combine all the martial arts, right?
verse yourself in as many martial arts as you can to understand different ways to win. And, that's why the Gracies came out and absolutely schooled people, and some of them that were almost twice their size, because they showed technique matters way more than physical ability.
Yeah.
And if you do that when it comes to any sport, I mean, that literally should be the same. You look at Patrick Mahomes, right? Like, why can he make some of those throws he does? Because his skill when it comes to baseball, right?
Yeah.
You look at Aaron Rodgers, you look at Matt Stafford. These guys do like ridiculous sidearms that no other quarterbacks do, and that's because they have backgrounds in baseball. Not only that, but also learning how to scan, right? Vision.
Sliding.
All those things matter.
For real, dude.
Tell Justin Fields that, too, because he almost died yesterday.
Yeah, that was
Robert
bad.
Griffin ruined a career because he could never learn how to slide.
Yeah. If he just played some baseball, he would have learned a proper
Yeah,
technique.
and I think literally all this matters. Matter of fact, I said this years ago, and then I found out that more recently people are doing that, but actually teaching like jujitsu to linemen, showing them how to control arms, showing them how to use bodies to dodge and things like that.
Sumo's been a big thing actually over the years,
Yeah.
I've heard, and ballet
Yeah.
has been a big thing for athletes.
As
for footwork.
as a parent, as a kid that loves sports, I'm all for him playing all the sports.
If I had a coach come up to me and say, your kid's not on this team if he's not playing year round, I will make sure my kid understands what's going on no matter how sad they are, and he'll find another team that's going to be just competitive. That's going to accept him for that time period.
I think you need to ask your kid that, because Xander had the opportunity to play travel ball, but it was like, okay, if we do this, we can't go to grandma's house this year in the summertime. And I'm like, this is up to you. I want you to play because that's what I did. I loved it. I enjoyed it. But this is your decision, dude. Like, whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
He goes, I want to go to grandma's house. I go,
And that's
Okay.
that's the one place I give esports a lot of credit to, is they have different ways of winning every time they play. They never stop being innovative in the way they do things, because if you literally just follow a script, you're always going to get beat. So
because in that, the
because
physical
people will
abilities
learn your technique.
right, exactly.
Exactly. The physical abilities matter 1,000 times less than a football type sport, because if you have a strategy, it's more about that mental quickness of, if you understand how to beat it, then you come up with your own strategy to beat it. Then they counter that and so on and so forth, and they keep going.
Yeah.
With football, you could run the same strategy over and over again if you can just overpower the
If
people.
they don't have the physical
You know
ability.
what I mean? Exactly. So there is a difference there. But
Sure.
to your point, though, that mental aspect of being able to evolve continuously, I think that is actually a lot of the reason why a lot of athletes are playing esports at such a high level now.
Yeah.
Like, you see all these videos now of football players meeting their Call of Duty running partners and stuff. And but they're like Juju Smith-Schuster, really good at video games. Like,
He's also in that generation.
yes, and I'm
Yeah,
not saying, I mean,
absolutely.
that helps, but I think
Yeah.
people would be surprised how
you're-
just playing video games can help with the mental
Yeah, absolutely.
awareness of then going and taking a football plan.
It's decision making.
Yes.
Very fast decision making. Yeah.
Precise.
Yep. So, but anyways, Yeah, I think all that. I think people just need to learn. Like, it's not about changing the game. It's how you play the game and how you prepare for a game, regardless of what it is. And I think honestly, that's one of the biggest issues with coaching these days too, is that they do not know how to be innovative, and that is such a detriment to something like this. But
Look, if Michael Jordan was Tom Brady and then LeBron James came along, there'd be no argument who the GOAT is. It'd be LeBron James all day, every day. The reason Tom Brady gets argued against being the GOAT is because he is not athletic. That is why everybody's always like, well, he's not the greatest football player of all time.
that, in my opinion,
He's the most winning football player.
that's the biggest argument on why he is, because he did not have that extra
His mental
thing.
aspect of the game and the way he's been able to take his physical tools with his mental capacity and dominate. I agree with you. That does make him the greatest.
Right.
But that lack
He's
of
also got the
athleticism.
greatest. He had the greatest coach of all time behind him a lot as well.
Sure.
Well, that helps.
I mean, that
but
helps.
Definitely helps.
But you still have to.
Joe Montana
Perform
had
what he wants you
two
to
great
do.
coaches as well.
He had one.
Walsh,
Bill Parcells. Not Bill Parcells. I'm sorry, Bill Walsh.
Bill
yeah.
Walsh. Didn't he also have, who was right after Walsh?
George Seifert. He's not a great coach.
It wasn't Seifert after Walsh, was
Seifert.
it?
Yeah, it was
Immediately
Seifert.
after Seifert.
And then it
God,
was
I
Steve
thought there was somebody
Marinucci, right?
else.
And then it was Mariucci.
Then it was
No,
Mariucci.
Mariucci was after.
Okay, my bad.
Seifert ran until like.
Well, what I was going
Yeah,
to
and
say,
then it was
what I was
Seifert
going to
won
say,
2 Super Bowls.
stop.
Yeah.
We don't need to go down that
Right,
road.
right, yeah.
All I was going to say is Montana had what some consider one of the greatest coaches of all time. So those kind of go hand in hand.
It definitely helps.
Always. Michael
helps,
Jordan
yeah.
had Phil Jackson. Like,
Well,
name
yeah.
me one great player who didn't have a great coach.
Tony Romo.
I mean, we're not.
You're not going to put Tony Romo on the
Yeah,
all-time
he's not
great
in the
list.
great
No,
list.
no, I didn't. Well, okay.
Maybe one great player that didn't have a great coach.
He was pretty. He was
I can
pretty
tell
good.
you one that didn't win a Super Bowl. With a
No,
great
no, no. Name me one great player who didn't have a great coach. Just one.
I don't know. Barry Sanders.
Yeah, there you go. Calvin
Yeah,
Johnson.
It'd be hard
Yeah.
not to argue against those two guys.
Right. I
Johnson
mean,
and Sanders would be the exception to that
Ocho
rule.
Cinco.
I wouldn't call him a great player. Really good, not
he's
great.
good. Yeah. And
He's not
Terrell
quite-
Owens.
he's not quite on that level.
But I will give you Calvin Johnson and Barry Sanders. Those are all-time greats. They did not ever have.
And
a
I
great
know that
coach.
just because the Lions never had an
But they
all-time
never
great
won
coach,
either. I
so-
guess is kind of the point too.
Sure.
So they're exceptions to the rules to being on an all-time great in that conversation and never even winning either.
Yeah,
So-
but I mean, but that goes to show that when you're at the pinnacle of
But
your
when you-
physical ability, you're still not going to win.
right.
You know, and that's
you need
why
all
you
the
need those other
pieces
things,
to
yeah.
fit. That's kind of my
Sure.
point as well. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So, all right. I think we can move on here a little bit. Transition. We're going to go to a little basketball real quick here. And then he mentioned some Gracie and UFC, so we'll transition to that because I know there's some fights this weekend.
I got this basketball. College basketball started. Coach K is almost done. We're good.
Let's go Jayhawks. Rock chalk, baby.
Yuck, first of all. Yuck. And we don't have to worry about that. They'll always find a way to blow it. They're the Dallas Cowboys of college basketball.
Really?
Definitely.
He's not wrong.
Definitely. College.
They
yeah.
break my heart a
Yeah.
lot.
It is Coach K's last season, so that's kind of something to
Good.
be watching. I am going to be real interested to see what Duke does after Coach K.
I've
Post
never liked
Coach
Duke, so.
Post Coach K will be really
Nothing.
Coach K is Duke basketball.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So it's going to be really weird and interesting to see what they do after that.
Did people even know that school existed before Coach K?
Not really, no. The top 10 real quick. It is kind of interesting. You've got some blue bloods in here, but it's not necessarily the names you expect to see. Gonzaga's going in 1 again. UCLA is 2. KU 3, Villanova 4, Texas 5, Michigan 6, Purdue 7, Baylor 8, Duke 9, UK 10.
Didn't Kentucky almost lose to like
Yeah.
Akron State or
But
something?
they also then just grab the 5 highest rated freshmen and run them back out there every year. So, you know, half the NBA is from Kentucky right now. It's crazy. So Coach Calipari is doing work down there. But what I think is crazy is you see those blue bloods in that top 10, but they're not necessarily in that order you would expect. They're kind of
Except for
intermittent
KU.
people. I mean, being 3, UCLA is 2. UCLA is a blue blood.
They haven't been a blue blood in a while, though.
Once you're a blue blood, you're never not a blue blood.
I mean, they hadn't been really good in a while.
Since the early 2000s, they've had some teams hit
That's
or
a long
miss in
time,
between
man.
there. Well, they've had some good teams in between there. It just hasn't been
I mean,
consistent.
early 2000s, I didn't even have kids yet, so, you know, that's a long time.
Well, you know, things happen. I mean, Villanova's not a blue blood, but they're one of the best programs for the last 20 years.
They're more recently a pretty good program.
Texas is not a blue blood, and they're always hit or miss. Michigan, I wouldn't call them a blue blood. They're only good because of the Fab Five, really. Now they did win a championship.
They're not a blue blood.
They did win a championship 2 years before the Fab Five showed up.
Didn't they just win one with Tim Hardaway Jr.? I know it wasn't just, but
No, they didn't win one. They went.
they went. Did they lose?
Yeah, they're not a blue. They're not a blue blood in my book.
They're not a blue blood, but they're one of the bigger programs. I mean, really,
Michigan State's a blue blood.
Yeah.
Michigan State is a blue blood.
No,
Are you getting?
No,
Come,
they're not.
Get out of here.
they're not. They're just not.
They are. They
They're not.
absolutely are.
Yeah, they are.
They're not.
Yes, I agree with Pinky.
Yeah, they've been good since Magic Johnson went there.
No, they haven't.
Yes, they have.
No, they haven't. They won in '79. They won another one in 2000, 2001. Mateen Cleaves,
This dude is high.
Mo
Telling you.
Peterson. But no, dude, they had some down years before Izzo got there.
Didn't they win one with Draymond Green?
Was Draymond on that team with Mateen Cleaves and those guys?
I don't know. I know he went to Michigan State,
I don't
though.
think he was. That doesn't sound right. But he did go to Michigan State. You're right about that. No, Michigan State not blue blood,
See,
Pinky.
I know some basketball.
They are definitely a blue blood right now.
Nah.
I mean, they kind of haven't been the last couple of years.
So, national championships 79 and 2000.
Okay.
They've got multiple Final Fours.
Yeah, with Izzo.
No, 57, 79, 99, 2000, 2001, 2005,
Izzo.
2009, 2010, 2015, 2019.
Izzo.
If you make the Final Four, you're a pretty good team. That's a blue blood, bro.
They're not.
I
Here.
gotta agree with Pinky.
Here. Right here. Here's the list. Who are the college basketball blue bloods? Duke, UNC, Kansas, Kentucky, Indiana, UCLA.
Michigan State's won as
Indiana.
many as Kansas has in the last like 20, 30
They're not
years.
a blue blood, though.
Indiana.
Yeah, Indiana hasn't won crap in years. They're not a blue blood.
I don't think Indiana's won since I've been alive.
Right? Yeah, that list is wrong, bro.
They gotta update
And again,
that.
if KU, and I'm a KU fan, if KU's a blue blood, Michigan State's a blue blood.
Dude,
They've won as many championships as KU has in that
just
time.
because you've won that's not what made you the blue blood. These are like the
What is the definition then?
oh
Because Michigan State is part of that definition.
they're not, dude.
And I don't really even like Michigan State.
This
I'm
is
just saying,
SI,
you're not-
ESPN, everybody. There are 6 accepted blue bloods. That's what it is. These are like the original
Yeah.
college top basketball
and
programs.
Indiana is not a blue blood.
Yes, they
At this
are.
point. They are not.
because they won in the 70s.
Because they had Bob Knight and he was good, but that's
80s,
like 20 years
90s,
ago.
early 2000s.
I don't remember them winning.
They haven't been good since Bob Knight left.
Yes, they have.
Eh.
Yes, they have.
Look it up, Pinky.
Go ahead, look it up. They had some years with Eric Gordon, Victor Oladipo. Dude, they've been good.
That's 2 players out of.
Can't
like,
believe
the
you guys
last
are arguing with me
3
about college
centuries.
basketball and you don't even watch it.
I watch college basketball.
Wait. These are the same. Hey, SP, you'll like this. You can jump in here. These are the same 2 dudes who were telling me that Kansas basketball outgenerated Nebraska football.
Oh,
And they're going to
yeah.
argue with me about some more college stuff.
If you still believe that, you're probably a flat earther too. So
Wait, what did you just say? I wasn't listening.
I just refuse to believe anything Nebraska.
Oh, my goodness.
we were talking about the revenue generated, the difference between.
KU and
Well, you know what? There's nothing in Nebraska, so that's probably why they generate.
There's nothing
But that's
Kansas
also
either,
the
there's nothing
big-
in Kansas either.
There's less in Kansas than there is in
Yeah, they're
Nebraska.
about the
Yeah.
same in my book.
That's definitely.
Nah, because all the professional sports teams that play in Kansas City are in Missouri.
Yeah, I know. There's not one in Nebraska either. So
It's
what's your point?
definitely a war of attrition for sure.
You know what?
Yo, Nebraska's got the College World Series baseball. They at least have a little bit more than Kansas. Kansas doesn't have anything, dude.
I mean,
You ain't lying.
at least over the last
15 years?
back to early 2000. Yeah, they're not good, man.
No. Yeah, I don't ever remember Kansas doing or Indiana doing anything.
92-93, Bob Knight, 31-4.
What about it?
21-9 the next year, 19-12, 19-12, 22-11, 20-12, 23-11, 20-9, 21-13. That sounds like mediocrity in college basketball.
It's not actually.
25-12,
That's
21-13,
upper echelon areas.
14-15, 15-4,
Oh, man.
6-25, 10-21, 12-20, 27-9, 29-7. That's a good year. 17-15, 2014. So 16-15, 19-16, 2012. Last year, 12-15, Mediocrity, bro. That's not blue blood.
Okay, then you go argue with all the professionals.
They're wrong.
They're not.
No, they're wrong.
They're wrong.
Just because guys, this isn't something where you
But
were
why-
and then you're
why
not,
are they
and then you
discounting
can
every other
become
team
into
that's
it.
been good for the last 30 years?
It's not.
And they're
these-
still leaving this team in that's been like dominating when all white guys played the sport.
Hey, don't look at me. I legitimately have nothing to contribute to this.
I don't understand why you guys think because they've been not good for the last 20 that they're no longer allowed to be a blue blood and somebody who has
Nebraska
been good for the last
is not
20.
a blue blood right now in college football. They are absolutely a moneymaker, as you proved. They are not a blue blood right now because they've been garbage for at least 20-some years. That's not a blue blood anymore. I'm sorry.
Nebraska never was a blue blood though. Like
When I was growing up, Nebraska was one of the top schools.
60s,
period.
late 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s, they were arguably the
Period.
best program out there. Yes.
Period. They have not been that team for a very long time. If you went and asked anybody who's one of the
Agreed.
top blue blood college football squads, Nebraska would not be on the list.
That's because nobody would go around
Indiana
asking
at
who
this
are
point
blue blood
is
college
not on the
football
list.
programs.
I'm sorry.
Right.
They're not on the list.
They should be removed. They need to remake that list, just
Yeah.
like they make.
Anyways,
the
college
NBA.
basketball, check it out. Dead horses, I'm not a fan of beating, so we're going to move along here.
That'd be a first for this guy.
Yes, it would.
You know, it means he's making progress. So I like that. Agree to disagree.
Self-awareness.
Call it what you
He's
want.
growing.
I just, people don't want to deal with facts. We'll keep running.
I don't care what ESPN.
You haven't thrown out any facts that
Because you
actually
didn't
prove
want to
your
listen
point.
to any of them.
ESPN probably gets paid
Next.
by those colleges.
UFC, there are some fights this weekend. Rose beat some people up, I heard.
Well, it was just
Split
one.
decision. So I don't know if we'd call that beating it up.
Yeah.
She didn't win unanimously.
She did good enough. They
I don't
have to
know. We
keep that
didn't
belt.
see it.
No, I was watching some Z's. That's what was going
From
on.
what my wife said, it was a good fight. She saw it. It was a good fight.
I didn't watch it.
Bill and
What was it, Saturday? I was sleeping like
Saturday
by
night.
7 o'clock.
Me too.
Yeah.
Local time.
No, man. We made it to 10:30.
Did we?
We did.
Oh,
Actually, no. You made it to 10. I made it to 10:30.
I'm
I was
time
proud of that.
dilated on that trip. So
Was that all you have for the UFC fights?
No, I got him. I had to pull him up. I had to remember who was fighting.
Oh.
So,
I'm surprised you can remember the headliner.
Usman and Covington fought again for the second time. That was unanimous. That
Apparently,
was not really a
Usman
fight.
respects Covington now, though, apparently.
I mean, yeah, but we don't need a third one of those fights. That's for sure.
yeah, I don't feel like it. The undercard wasn't too bad. A couple of decent fights there.
There's some good ones. I really did like the. I don't have it on this list. Gosh, what was that one that we watched? Let me pull up a different list. That's got it. We watched one fight that was back and forth. It was a pretty good fight. It was on the main card. Shane Burgos versus Billy Quarantillo. And the Quarantillo, man, just kept bringing it. And the other guy just kept hitting him. It was a really good fight for being, what they thought was like one of the undercard fights. Gaethje beat Michael Chandler. That was a pretty big fight as well. Gaethje's still trying to come back after losing to Poirier and McGregor and those guys.
Was that the guy who literally went to the buffet for elbows?
No, that was not. That was on the undercard. I
Oh,
can't
yeah.
remember who that was. There was one fight, dude. The guy literally gets split open from an elbow on one side.
Mm-hmm.
The next thing you know, the dude is literally jacking up the other side of his face.
He's giving him those buy one get one free
And you're
specials.
like, hey, ref, you going to stop this? Like, this dude's elbow is just wearing
Yeah.
blood at this point.
Right. Yeah, I told Pink, I go, dude, he's got to call this. He's got to call it. And then, like, after the eighth elbow, he's like, all right, cool, you're done, dude. Like,
Yeah, I was always under the assumption if they can tell you're not protecting yourself, it's done.
Yeah, I don't know what happened on that one.
I guess I was able to tell a lot faster than him because I was like, nope,
Probably
you need
the
to call
same thing
that.
as the taunting penalty we'll talk about in the NFL and the little hip check from the ref.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
They're probably in cahoots together with
Little in
some
cahoots.
bigger, larger pool we're not aware of.
Little in cahoots. So it was definitely a good card. It was a good time. I know a lot of folks that did watch the fight. So excited for the next big one.
And with that, football.
Nope. Nope, not yet, Zach.
We're so close, dude. Next time we're
Now it's Pinky and SP story time.
Football.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, sort of.
Definitely leads into football, yes.
Football.
It all started with a good idea.
This was a great idea.
Yeah, let's go from the beginning.
And then poor execution.
How did this go? Wait, let's start from the beginning.
This all started pre-draft.
This all started here with us deciding we needed another dynasty fantasy league.
Kind of.
Which was also a poor decision.
Which all, yeah.
Yes,
totally.
we did not need that.
Yep.
And now we're locked in.
My team blows. But
Mine's really bad too.
My team is great.
Mine's real bad.
Yeah.
But so that led to a live draft with
Which is
everybody in the
always
league,
fun.
right?
Yes.
Always fun.
This is why the reason we joined this league, probably.
Yeah.
And
For
then
sure.
the next thing
No,
I know,
we created the league specifically so Aaron could
So I
get
can
in
get
a
in.
dynasty.
Get in the dynasty.
That's right. I wanted to be
And
in the
now we all
dynasty.
regret it.
Yeah.
So the next thing I know, middle of the draft, we're hanging out. Everybody's, drafting the teams. Everybody's talking, having a good time. Zach and I say something. The next thing I know, these two guys over here start talking about a trip to Dallas.
Aaron literally was like, "Hey, there's still tickets to the Dallas Broncos game,"
And I'm like, I'll buy them.
and I already had a
Wanna go?
couple drinks, and I was like, "Yeah, buy those tickets. Let's go."
So that was it. The seed was sown early September, right? So we're like, yeah, we're going to go. Bought 4 tickets. Had in mind myself, of course, Pinky, my brother, who's also a Cowboys fan, and it was right around his birthday, late October. So I'm like, yeah, that's a good gift. Good, can work.
Solid.
And then I had an extra one hanging around. So I'm like, well, one of my good friends, he's also a Bronco fan. So I'm like, we'll go 2
We
on
had
2. Right?
Patrick
Yeah,
on the
Patrick.
show.
Patrick, yeah.
So I'm like, that'll work. So anyways, snagged these on up, right? Got our trip planned out. Knew it was going to be a rough one. And so where the more recent things that changed is, of course, all these issues with all these flights, right? And I'm like, listen, I already got my hotel. I already got the tickets bought. I go, I am not going to mess around with this trip possibly getting canceled. My opinion's changed since then, but we'll get to that. So I tell Pinky, I go, you know what, man? I go, a lot of these flights are getting canceled, especially who we were flying through, right? Either that or major delays, things like that. I mean, that was when we were talking about how they canceled 3,000 in one day. So I'm like, you know what? Not about that life. I go, making plans, want to make sure I get there. We're going to do that. So we're just going to go ahead and drive, right? So a little under a 12-hour drive. We leave Friday night, 10 p.m., right? Probably nearly getting to almost...
So what he doesn't realize when he makes this decision is he's driving with like the 2 worthless guys that he could drive with driving.
Yeah.
Because I'm a car
Yes.
baby. Like I get in the car, and if I'm not driving, I typically fall asleep.
It's true. So's my brother. So I didn't.
Oh,
yeah,
fun.
Yeah. So I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So anyways, we leave 10 o'clock, 10:30, something like that, out of Colorado Springs to go pick up my brother, who lives in Pueblo, and then we're on our way to Texas, right? So I drive the entire way there. So it was about 12 hours. Yeah.
I stayed up till 3:30. We had some good conversations.
And honestly,
it was fun.
I was fine. Like, I wasn't actually that tired. I was okay. Got there starving, right? Have breakfast early in the morning. Go to the hotel.
God shined on us that morning.
That's right.
Because he's like, I'm really hungry. And I was like, let me see what's going on. Because we've been on just like straight road with like nothing.
Right.
And I'm like, there's a Cracker Barrel like 7 minutes from here.
Yeah.
Cracker Barrel good?
Oh, yeah. It was
I
good,
feel like the
man.
last time I ate there, it made me never want to go back.
That's decent.
I've never had a
It
bad.
was good to me, man.
decent.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
well, here was the weird
Especially
thing,
for a
right?
breakfast, apparently. You had breakfast, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
So we go there. Here, this blows my mind, okay? The sun came out in Texas at 8:27 a.m. I'm like, serious? And I told Pinky, I go, I don't understand all this crap that they talk about, like, oh, being up before the sunrise. I'm like, dude, the East Coast is up before the sun rises over here. You know what I mean? I'm like, you guys, like, don't do anything. And then the other thing I don't understand, how does the sun go down at like 6:15? I'm like, you guys have like 15 hours of sun. I don't understand this. This is really weird. The days are so short in Texas. But anyways, so we obviously get to like drive into a sunset the entire morning. So that's nice, right? Just staring at some sun, because there's no mountains, there's no hills. There's
no,
nothing.
we've done it.
Yeah.
Me and Caleb have done it.
Right. So, you know,
crappy
it's
drive.
just- yeah, literally just sandblast your face with sun for 4 hours and then finally, you know, whatever. So we get to the hotel. It was cool, man.
They let us check in early, which was a
Yeah,
godsend.
everything went great. Like us getting there, got up to the room. We're staying at the Sheraton. It was, you know, it was
Nice.
a good experience, man. It was definitely nicer than the Bellagio. That's for sure.
I hope everybody caught that foreshadowing.
Oh, that everything went great
Yeah.
when getting into there? Yeah, absolutely. So we're chilling. We have a good dinner. We go watch. Funny enough, the UFC fights on Pinky's phone at the sports bar downstairs.
No. So it's really funny. So we eat dinner at this hotel restaurant, and it's been downsized because of the pandemic.
Yeah.
Aaron got really excited. He looked on the website. Oh, they got a prime rib. I'm all about that.
I was gonna kill that. Yeah.
And sadly enough, they had like a really small one-page menu. You basically have like a burger or a chicken sandwich.
Yeah.
That's basically what you could get.
A little elevated though. It's pretty tasty.
It was still good. I got a Nashville chicken sandwich. It was good. And I'm looking on my phone, and I'm like, well, there's a couple bars downtown that say they have, or people yelped that they have the fights. Okay. So I'm like, hey, we just ate a big meal. It's 11 minutes away. Let's walk over to this bar. So sure enough, his brother doesn't want to go, and he's not really a bar guy.
Yeah,
not a big
like
UFC
bars,
guy.
He doesn't like UFC.
Right?
So
Aaron and I are like, yeah, let's go
Sounds
check
like
out
we
downtown.
could be friends.
yeah, right.
So we head down. We start walking, and we ran into a bunch of cool stuff. It was clean. It was
Downtown
pretty
Dallas
good.
is surprisingly clean.
pretty good. They had a metro
little
railway
rail thing.
system.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, this is awesome. Get to the bar, go inside. Like, hey, yeah, you guys showing the fights? No. Oh, well, when I was looking online, it said this place showed the fights. Yeah, no. And she said something else. I was like, well, she said something about the website. I was like, well, your website's not been updated in like 10 years.
Right.
And I was like,
That
okay,
might have actually
we'll
been the
leave.
last time they showed the fights too. That we don't know.
So
Probably should have been maybe your first clue.
walked outside, and I was like, okay, the next bar that's not too far away from here, they said they had the fights. Let me call them. Call them. Same thing. No. Okay, awesome. Can I talk with Aaron? I'm like, oh, we could go to the Buffalo Wild Wings, but we'd have to get an Uber. Let's just go back to the bar at the hotel, and we'll watch the fights, and I can see if I can get them on my phone. Thankfully, our buddy Andy had purchased the fights. He had a login. I was able to get the login.
Yeah.
The pre-fights
which is ironic. The 4,000 square foot sports bar in the Sheraton wasn't showing the fights either, and it's all because of ESPN.
Yeah, ESPN Plus is no longer on DirecTV, so they don't have access to it, which is hilarious because the waitress, really nice waitress, kind of cute, is telling us this, and then Aaron goes, well, if you guys don't stream the fights or anything, what the hell is that?
Yeah.
And over in the corner, it's just one TV.
One TV.
In the corner. Actually has the fights on.
Right.
And she's like, I have no idea.
Wait. First she's like, that's not the fights. And I look at his phone. I'm like, that's the fights. I'm like, because we're watching the fights on his phone. See that over there? That's the same thing.
It was probably on ESPN and they have the prelims.
No, the prelims are on ESPN Plus. They are not on ESPN.
Yeah. So we don't know how this TV got it.
Sometimes they'll cut
Because they had ESPN on. It was playing the Alabama game.
Weird.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was just like, well, I mean, what she said makes sense.
Sure.
But the fights are on right there.
Still there.
So thankfully the people that were at that table moved, and we were able to move our table over to that one.
So, first off, public service announcement. Yingling is legit Coors Light, and I don't care. I don't care what anybody says. All right, it's Coors Light you buy on the East Coast. All right, He was like, "Oh yeah, you got to try this Yingling, right?" I sipped it, and I'm like, "I know this." I'm like, "Why do I know this flavor? I know exactly what this is." He go, "But I've never had this. That's kind of weird." And then I took a second drink, and I'm like, "No, it's because I know what this is." I said, "This is Coors Light with stupid spelling." So. I'm like, I don't understand, dude. I go, what's the big deal? Like, why do people chase this down? Why did we turn into, the Mexican mob? And why are we transporting this from Texas to Colorado in a trunk? You know what I mean? I'm like, please explain this. Why we're coyotes for alcohol? But yeah, I didn't get it. I'm like, no, this is literally Coors Light. I go, I don't understand. And
I don't know what it's about it. I like it. I do not like Coors Light. I don't agree with this take, but
you should literally just get a Coors Light and then pour it in a Yingling can, and your life will change, dude. It's like a magic potion. You just refill it, and you're like, okay, I got this. Throw it in the fridge for a while, whatever you got to do to make you feel good about yourself. And that's it. So, anyways, was not impressed. Tell you what, I was though. They're whiskey sours. Whiskey sours are great.
They were pretty good.
I know this because I
can confirm.
I think 5 or 6. I don't remember, but
You know what my new favorite, if I'm getting a mixed drink and I'm not just going straight, my new kind of favorite is a New York sour. Have you had one of those? It's red wine and a whiskey sour basically combined.
Interesting.
And done properly. Oh my Lord.
All I know is we were feeling pretty good by the end of the night.
I like it. So, you guys weren't down there to hang out in Dallas, though, right? You guys were there for a specific event that you were heading to, I believe.
So thankfully, the amount of alcohol we consumed and the lack of sleeping on the drive allowed us to literally get a gigantic amount of sleep leading into Sunday.
Yep.
I realized in this group of people, I'm the Sam of this group. Because I woke up at like 7 a.m. with the time change and everything. And they're still snoring. And I was like, I get up, I take a shower, I get dressed, I'm laying in bed. Both of them still out.
You didn't go down and get a free continental breakfast?
Oh, no, it was not free.
No.
No, we got a breakfast.
Not
Oh,
at
your
Sheraton.
hotel didn't serve complimentary
No,
breakfast?
this isn't a Best Western, dude.
Yeah.
No, man. So, and this was another funny moment. So we had talked with Patrick, and he got in super late.
Yeah.
And Patrick's like, hey, and so he starts messaging in the morning.
Okay, well, the whole point was, hey, I asked him, I said, what hotel are you staying at? We'll stay there too, because his wife was going to be super kind and drive us to the game, pick us up, right? Made it easy.
Perfect.
So I'm like, cool, I'll pick the same hotel as you. We'll hang out. We'll grab breakfast. We'll do all this stuff, whatever. So that's what got to that
So
point.
yeah, so he's messaging me, and I was just like, well, I'll get the guys up. I can meet you down there in 5. I'm already ready to go. So I get the guys up, and Aaron's like, yeah, his brother Adam had to take a shower. Aaron's like, I'll take a shower. Okay. I'll get a table. We'll be ready. I'm messaging Patrick. I get a table right away. It's basically all you can eat breakfast.
Sure.
I get it all set up. It's awesome.
Yeah,
It's great.
dope buffet.
Yeah, really good. It should be for the price.
Yeah, like 25, 30 a head.
It was 20.
Yeah, I've been there, but those breakfasts are usually really
It
delicious.
was good.
yeah.
I
It was
was
good.
very happy. I did not eat until later in the day.
I mean, I would have took us straight to Pound Town if I didn't plan on eating later. You know what I mean? But I wanted to
So-
enjoy some game festivities. So
Sure.
So I'm sitting there and I'm texting Patrick. I'm like, yeah, man, if it's right by the door, the front door of the hotel. Like, yeah, if you just come right there, you'll see us. There's escalators. Like, we're right there. I don't know where you're at, man. I'm like, I'm telling you, man, if you walk by these escalators, I'll see you. I'm down here and there's no breakfast place. I don't think we're at the right hotel. I'm like, where are you? I'm at the Sheraton Suites. Oh, you're 2 miles away.
yeah,
We're at the Sheraton downtown.
So not terrible, but not quite what you were planning on.
no, not at all, not at all.
So did that give you a hint of what was to come, or did you still
That-
think you
you
were
know,
fine?
you
Dude,
know,
we
man,
had a great room. Breakfast was good.
it was all good.
So
yeah.
you're still
Yeah.
feeling just fine.
You know, actually-
leading to the stadium.
Now that you're pointing it out, everything was going great till Patrick came into the picture. And
Interesting.
Patrick's
Interesting.
fault, yeah.
I'm just gonna have to say,
But yeah,
I'm letting him know. All right.
Patrick's wife, was nice enough. She basically drove us over to the stadium, dropped us off. We just walk right in. Awesome. The front of the stadium, they've got, your Jack Daniels bar. They've got big screens. They've got all this stuff. Like, I don't know how much it would cost. I think you can buy a ticket just to watch the game outside the stadium.
I mean,
Yeah, you can. I've been.
yeah. I mean, you don't even need to. I mean, you could be out from where we got dropped off and still see those screens. I
Yes.
mean, if you wanted to just hang out, you legit could.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was just a complex. It was massive. Stadium was gorgeous. Layout was great.
It's beautiful, man.
Yeah.
They have like right out front. I don't know what the satellite looking thing is for.
I don't know. I don't know what that was either.
They've got like this satellite looking thing,
Fountain
but they've got
thing.
a
Yeah.
straight up like black square where water runs over it. And
Yeah.
maybe it's to cool things down. I don't know.
Yeah.
It looks awesome.
Yeah,
It's
really
great.
dope. But yeah, like I said, stadium was phenomenal, man. We just bought standing tickets, and
That's the way to go.
those are great.
So
I
I
mean, you
talked-
literally see the entire.
I had two other
field.
guys I work with that went, and they paid over $150 for their tickets, and they were in nosebleeds.
Yeah, no, that is not the area I would have wanted to be in. Like for mine were like I think a little over 100 a pop, but from where we were standing, it literally like felt like you were just right up front. I mean, It was nice. It was
and
great.
you technically could do any level.
So
you're
you
standing
had a
there.
really good view of your team.
Unfortunately, yes, yeah. It was an intimate view of what was going on.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Power of the tattoo, guys.
I guess.
Power of the tattoo.
I'm leaning more toward Patrick.
Since I've got my tattoo, we've won the last 2 games. I'm just saying.
Oh, okay. All right. Maybe it was a mix between the two.
Then go get that shit lasered off so we can get a higher pick and get rid of the coaching staff.
I mean, there's that.
Yeah.
There's that.
So
Unless
of course,
you're going to guarantee me right now the tattoo's getting us into the Super Bowl, we need to have a conversation.
Yeah, thanks for pick number 12.
right.
It looks good, guys.
So
It
nonetheless,
does look good, Pinky.
spent $800 on this trip only to go watch my poor Cowboys get savaged. And it was literally that same meme of the Godfather. Look what they did to my beautiful boy. You know what I mean? I'm just sitting there watching the whole time. And of course, this apparently is the Broncos' vacation home because half the crowd was orange.
There was, when you were watching the game, there was a lot of orange.
There
in the
was a
stadium.
lot.
A lot
And
more orange than I thought I was going to see.
Yeah.
And you
Sure.
know what? And I'm sitting in there confident. I'm like, that's okay. It's because the Cowboy fans haven't got here yet, right? No Cowboy fans were coming. All right. It was like they were all prophetic and I didn't get the note. Okay. Cause like it was Bronco fans everywhere. And of course I had to have
there was a memo
group
sent
of
to the
them.
season ticket holders saying we're actually having 2 bye weeks
Yeah,
this year.
you might want to skip this one.
You didn't get that.
And
Yeah,
yet
yeah.
somehow the Cowboys are America's team.
That's just what we're called. There's no merit to it whatsoever.
I felt like it's going to be like that's what Raiders games are going to be like.
Yeah.
A bunch of fans from out of town that make it an experience and
Hell
go to
yeah.
that stadium, right?
Yeah.
We're going to, and it's going to be wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just not going to L.A.
Oh, SoFi?
it
SoFi's
does.
beautiful.
Yeah, but everyone comes out like beating. the
Yeah,
crap out of
wear
them.
your headgear. That's for sure, dude.
Oh, dude, we'll be fine. We'll be fine because we're going to go see a Chargers game, so it'll be a home game.
No, dude, even the Chargers.
Now, if we're playing the Rams, I'm probably not going to that one.
But again, we're not obnoxious fans.
Yeah.
There's a difference.
Yeah.
That's a lie. Well, we in this room are not. Broncos fans as a whole, though, are
They
some of the
can
worst
be.
fan bases I've ever been
can
around.
be.
Yeah.
Which is sad because
Okay,
I'm part of it.
so here's my complaint. All right, here I get to sit watching my team just get decimated, like literally look like Bishop Sycamore out there. All right,
I was waiting if you would say that.
yeah. All while hearing the Broncos fan complain about how bad their team sucks. Oh, I hate Bridgewater. Oh, look at this stupid coaching. Why'd they run that play? I'm like, dude, you shut us out for 3 quarters. How about you shut up? Okay? That'd
sorry,
be nice.
Aaron. I'm sorry.
Or we could
That's
go
awesome.
That
drown
was
you
me.
guys out in that fountain. But the problem is there's not enough water because there's more Broncos fans than there are Cowboys fans here. So I didn't realize it was a road game for me. You know what I mean? So yeah, we sat
I
there.
felt
and,
bad. I
dude,
did.
it was awful. It was
I'm sitting there high-fiving. We're doing the incomplete chant. We're just having
Yeah,
a good
because
old
if the
time.
Broncos lost, you still would have been happy. You got a cool trip with some buddies, and we get a higher draft pick. Like
Well,
you were in a
expected-
win-win situation.
bet on the Cowboys.
Right, exactly.
We all bet on the Cowboys.
I
okay?
bet the Cowboys to win.
That's what I'm saying.
They lost me money.
You were in a win-win situation.
Yeah.
Poor SP over here
yeah.
went from a nice high of a wonderful,
Yeah.
non-eventful trip, which is exactly what you want,
Right.
to the pinnacle of the trip being a valley.
My tagline was, "We are coming for the experience. We will stay for the ass whooping." That was my tagline because I was for sure.
Well, you got it half right.
I got it all right, actually.
Well, yeah,
it just
technically.
went the wrong way.
Yeah.
You should have just put quoting me instead of him. But
Well, SP's looking real sad. Real. Let's try to lift
So-
his spirits. Let's move
There-
along.
that was it was bad. It was bad. But thankfully, like, the stadium's great. Our view was great. The video board is really distracting. That's really a real true thing.
yeah.
Lots of cute women. Lots of blonde cute women everywhere.
Oh, so
That's fun.
Texas.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was good.
So overall, good trip. Unfortunately, for 3 hours, it wasn't as fun as you'd hoped.
Listen, okay, that's not what you want to think about for an 11.5-hour trip home. You know what I mean?
Definitely not.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, that's why I did agree to drive.
And then
'cause
to
I was
top
like,
it
I'm
all
gonna
off-
let this guy just hang out a little bit.
To top it all off, he has to watch his Vamp team lose miserably.
You know, literally almost all my teams lost that week. So
I now have CeeDee Lamb and Najee Harris.
But you can't play him again, so you can't steal any more players from him.
I don't think I need to.
No, not at this point. That and also Whataburger. That's what we went to, right?
Whataburger. So after the game,
Yeah.
we went to Whataburger.
Better than In-N-Out.
Yes.
I mean, I guess.
Okay. So to be fair, they got some crappy fries.
Yeah.
I got the salted fries somehow, and they both got like completely unsalted
Look,
fries.
honestly, the only reason I say it's better than In-N-Out is because I have a couple more options to pick from.
You want to know what those people did at the drive-thru? They saw my Cowboys game and said that salty ass is going to be good enough for this. So that's what they did.
For sure.
Yeah, they gave.
So they were really not happy with the unsalted fries.
Yeah.
The burger itself was good. We got the Hatch green chili burger, is what Aaron and I both.
It was
tried.
okay.
Sure.
I thought it was really.
It was a
good.
fast food burger.
Exactly.
You know what? They're
Yeah,
all
yeah.
the same.
Pretty
I
much.
mean, they taste different a little bit here and there,
pretty
but they're
much,
all
man.
basically.
It's a big burger though,
It was
they're
okay.
equally
It was
good
a
to
big
me.
burger. Yeah.
and the bun integrity is good.
Bun was good. I'll give them that.
Now I like melted cheese. I like my cheese completely melted, and it was on my burger.
No, I'll give them that.
So.
But here's the bottom line, man, and everybody will disagree with me listening. I still rank Burger King and McDonald's over buying them again. That's just it. As a whole, absolutely.
I'll be with you right there. We're
Yeah.
good.
You're wrong,
Yeah.
but it's okay.
That's all right.
I'll go to McDonald's over and over again. I'm not worried about it.
Especially for
That's
the
just because it's
fries.
closer to your house.
That works too. I mean, I'm just saying, it's like there was nothing impressive about it. There was nothing impressive about In-N-Out.
I'm with you.
Like people just hype this stuff up because I guess they don't have enough going on in their
I
life.
liked Whataburger a lot.
So,
I really
It's
did.
all right.
speaking of hype trains, I'm
haven't
going
been
to
a burger I
transition us
haven't
over
liked.
into the NFL now. And every hype train in the NFL this week,
Ran off the tracks.
I don't think even that's fair. I think it ran off the tracks.
All I gotta say is, you remember 9/11?
Whoa.
Wow.
Whoa.
That's how
Whoa!
bad the NFL was.
I mean, a lot of twisted metal and fires. So if that's what you're comparing it to, then yes. Yeah. This wasn't just like a slight derailing. We're going to get you back on. This was.
Thinking more death of like all your top
Yeah,
players.
it's terrible. It was
a
a bad
mess.
week. Bad week in the NFL for a lot of people. A lot of fantasy teams hurting real bad right now. Everybody raise your glass. Chinky chinky to the week that was in the NFL happening
I mean, my
halfway
fantasy-
through the season.
Most of my fantasy teams won, and my Broncos won.
So with that, what are we looking at this week, Pinky?
You know, I don't even know if I can actually pick the games this week because we were pretty bad last week.
Yeah, I don't know anything apparently
I
at
don't
all.
think anyone knows anything.
I'm completely baffled.
I
I got this. Give them to me.
I just believe this was the largest money laundering scheme I've ever seen in my life. Okay.
Someone made millions.
Yeah, there might even have been a billionaire made out there. Somebody dropped $100,000, $1 million on something. Anyways, money was getting moved. Okay, this was the largest transfer of wealth in history. All right, because no, absolutely not.
There was a bettor that won a good amount of money on both. He bet the Cowboys and the Jags, separate bets.
Oh,
He won like $20,000 on both. It's pretty good. All right, Thursday night football. Ravens Dolphins.
Dolphins by 28. Apparently,
Right? I know.
So,
I
The line is 7.5, and I really
No.
don't know how to feel about that.
2-0.
I'm not going to call it a blowout because the Ravens have this weird thing that they've developed this season where they kind of have to come from behind. So I'm not going to say they're going to come from behind with Miami. I think they're in the lead, but I think it's a closer game.
They're 6-2. Miami's 2-7.
I think 7.5 is
Ravens
not a
should
bad
beat
line,
this.
actually. I could see it being right about a touchdown game where Miami kind of always has a chance, but you know they're not going to win. One of those games.
And I don't know. I mean, Tua didn't play, or he played a little bit.
He's still out.
Yeah.
He's going to be the backup again, so he could play if they absolutely need him to, but he's not quite healthy enough to be the starter.
Sounds like last year.
Yeah, that's a Ravens win.
right.
Just call that.
There
right
should
now.
be, or either.
Jacoby's not look good.
No, are you sure Jacoby's just not, white, reincarnated? He's going to go out there and drop 400 yards. And listen, if I see one bet for $1,000 on Jacoby throwing 400 plus yards, I'm putting my money on that. Okay.
Yes.
Things are amiss, man. There's something going on. There's a
Something weird.
conspiracy and we're living in it. All right. There's
Something
something going
weird.
on.
Obviously, I know nothing.
Yeah.
Browns versus Patriots. Patriots are the 2-point favorites at home.
Zach, did you hear what I said about the Patriots?
Oh, I heard.
Give me. Since you listened last week and you're caught up, give me. What did I say? One team? No, two. I said two.
Teams.
Give me two teams that you feel absolutely 100% confident they can beat the Patriots on any given Sunday. And after this weekend, I'm even less because we're all on the Bills.
I would say Tennessee.
I'll switch it. I'll agree with you now. I'll say Tennessee and it's
Tennessee
not
with
the Bills.
no run game. I think Bill Belichick could scheme a defense to beat that.
That's not what happened this last week.
Yeah.
Yeah. So no, I don't know. I don't know anything. I don't know anything.
Fortunately,
at all.
Caleb,
No one knows
you might
anything.
be right, man.
You know what I'm literally going to do? I'm flipping a coin for every single game this week, and I'm putting money on it.
That'll be fun.
I'll let you know how it goes.
Okay.
And you want to know what? I wouldn't be disappointed on whatever it says. Okay, because I'm like, could happen. Why not?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Patriots on a streak right now. Patriots defense number
They're not
3
beating the Browns.
in fantasy football.
Yeah, they're not beating the
Who
Browns.
have they really played?
Well, they play crappy teams.
Well,
and
the
they're doing
Browns
well.
pimp slapping the Bengals like that, dude.
They do. They just straight
Called
smacked them.
that.
Smacked them.
That was a little.
Well, the
rough.
thing about the Browns is their defense is finally healthy.
They are healthier than they have been. Correct.
So they're just going to get better, I feel like.
I think it's going to be a low-scoring game.
And you know what?
Do you think OBJ out of there is a better
you
thing
wanna know
then?
the common
Yes.
thing? When Odell Beckham is not on the team, the Browns win by a lot of points. Anyone notice that?
Well, yeah, because then
When-
he has to force the ball to him, and he doesn't get open, man. He's not who he was 5 years ago. So
So, I don't know. I think it's going to be a good
The
game.
Browns win by 10 plus.
You got
Ooh,
10
wow.
plus. I was going to say, I'll take the Browns and the points.
Browns and 2 points.
Yeah.
I like the Browns in the game.
Well, what do you guys think on that Ravens game? I'm curious. I assume you guys got Ravens, right? By how much?
Yeah.
I like
By that
Ravens by a
touchdown.
touchdown.
Yeah.
I would lower it from 7.5 to 6.5.
I would say I got the Ravens by 3.
Okay.
Dolphins haven't played good against anybody.
Yeah, but look what they did against Detroit. Beat them by a field goal. Tucker's made, 4 winning field goals this year for him?
That's also Detroit, dude.
Yeah, Detroit's played tough.
Detroit, I know, but Detroit's the saddest
Some weeks.
story ever to be like read in the NFL, man. They're just depressing.
Off track. Back
Yeah.
on.
All right, so after Browns,
Aaron's
Patriots,
taking notes.
He's taking notes.
I'm taking notes, man.
I got you.
Bucks, Washington.
See,
9.5 points for the Bucks.
This is where we sit there and say, "Oh, the Bucks should absolutely never
You
ever
know what?
lose
I would
this
take
game."
probably Washington in the points.
I'd take Washington points there.
The Bucks
Bucks
secondary
don't
is
Bucks
hurt.
by
I don't-
14.
I don't think the Bucks make that spread.
But the Washington,
think they make that spread either.
Washington defense sucks.
They're really bad.
So does
They lost to the Broncos, bro.
Yeah, but we just
But
They
that-
put up
Dallas.
10. They put up 10 points.
But that division loses to your division. That's just
true.
the
Broncos
way it
3-0
works,
in the
dude.
NFC East.
It's true, they are.
Yeah,
They are.
yeah,
Dallas hasn't beaten the Broncos since '95.
I know.
That's true.
Trust me, I know.
That was plastered all over the scoreboard at
Here's
Mile
the thing,
High.
though. Heineke loves to chuck the ball around. Tampa hasn't really been creating turnovers this year. Washington has weapons on offense.
I would say if Tampa was fully healthy, no way in hell.
I like Tampa plus 10. I do.
Nope.
Nope, I disagree.
All right, so you guys think Washington has this, huh? What's your spread then on it? How much?
I can honestly see it being 3-point game.
Yeah, I would say. I was gonna say 6.
Interesting.
Tampa and 3.
Tampa and
You
3.
could do the alternate spread
That
minus
is
3.
that is so depressing to even hear that.
But the line's 9.5, so it won't be good odds on that.
No,
Right.
would not.
No, I do parlays, so I don't care anyways. You know how I roll.
Are you doing the money line?
Possibly, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Good old 13 pick parlays. Hit one-
Tom Brady, I will say, though, is a front-runner MVP right now.
Sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
But after OBJ gets to the Packers, it's probably definitely going to be
Yo, if he goes to
Rodgers.
the Packers, that's going to be crazy.
that's going to be a
Awesome.
scary team. And it's not because of OBJ, it's because of what it allows Adams, or it's going to have the same situation that you saw with Antonio Brown at the Bucks, is that you actually have a talented guy to run around one-on-one coverage all day.
I mean, are we still sure? Well, Antonio,
He's been hurt.
are we still sure that OBJ can create that?
Yes, based on the film I watched. And I heard a lot of guys talking about it this morning, actually, too, on Get Up. The Browns run a system, not guys. So
I heard that too.
it's not about we're going to run game plans to feed this guy and get him open and get him going. It's this is what our game plan is. This is what our scheme is. 1, 2, 3 is what you're looking for. It doesn't matter who that 1, 2, 3 is because it's going to change every single play depending on what
based on the
defense
defense.
does. Exactly.
Yeah.
So they don't care you're trying how good you are, and they're going to try to get it to you. That didn't fit their scheme.
Right.
It's also not quite what Baker does well.
And Stefanski didn't make the trade for him. Kitchens did, right?
Yes.
Correct.
No, not Kitchens.
It was the GM before Andrew Berry.
Yeah. Why can't I think of? He was
John
in
Dorsey.
Kansas City.
John Dorsey.
So different situation. I think if he goes to any quarterback that's elite, Baker's good. He's not elite. So he goes to a Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers, Dak Prescott.
I think Baker also doesn't force the ball into locations normally where
he does too. That's when the interceptions happen.
yeah, well, elite quarterbacks can get the ball to players when they're still covered.
That's my point. Or how about he goes out to LA with Stafford?
Oof.
I mean, they don't have the
Money.
money
They don't have
to
the
get
cap.
You guys
Yeah.
are. I hate hearing that. I absolutely hate hearing that because as the Rams have proven over the last 3 years, cap is a myth, and you can do anything you want with
No,
that
it's not.
if you
We
have
have to-
good people
look,
working
Look,
it.
bro, like it's not a myth.
It's
It's
a myth.
literally you can push that bill down the road. That bill still comes due at
It's
some
not
point.
even about pushing that bill down the road. You
It
can
is.
convert things now, the way you do signing bonuses and upfront money
Those
or
bills
guaranteed
still
money.
come
Or
due.
they don't, Pinky.
They do.
They don't because you just trade back out of it again and you keep moving the money around.
It comes
Good
due.
teams that have really good offices inside the accounting department, there's a reason it never comes due.
Well, for the Rams, they just do it on a different scenario because they're like, well, we don't have any draft picks, so we don't have to pay any draft picks, so we can just keep it to the players that are out there.
Because I've literally said we don't need draft picks. We'd rather have proven veterans over what if rookies.
It's a risky scenario.
Well, look what their number one draft pick in 2016 did. Jared Goff.
Yeah.
All right,
They're like,
moving
we don't
on.
need a number one draft pick. We'll just trade.
I think we're on the Bucks train, but we're debating on what the line is. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like Bucks.
I
like Bucks
I
and
got
the
Bucks,
10.
man. I think we get out of the
Well, I
twilight
like the
zone
Bucks,
this next
but I mean,
week.
I don't think it's going to be 10.
I think it'll be 10.
I just think this NFL proved last
Washington's
week.
defense is so bad. I don't feel like there's any reason why the
Did
Bucks
any
won't put
team
more than
cover
that.
their spread that was high last week?
Probably not.
I don't think so. Maybe
Next.
Indiana did. Indianapolis, actually. Sorry.
Falcons, Cowboys
What's
at home.
the spread?
Home for who?
Cowboys are at home and they're 8.5 point favorites. I think I take the Falcons in the points.
You know, I
Yeah,
don't
I
think
think I
Georgia
think
fans travel as well as Bronco fans. So I'm
They do
probably,
not.
They do
yeah,
not, yeah.
I don't know. So I'm definitely going to go with the
Aaron,
Cowboys
your
on
take
there.
on that being a vacation was absolutely true.
Yeah.
Absolutely true. I know 3 dudes. We all went to the Cowboy Stadium to watch the Broncos play.
Well, that's kind of like the Steelers in here.
I'll
Right.
take the Cowboys in the spread.
Yeah.
8.5. You
Over
said?
8.5?
Yeah. I'll take the boys on that.
Falcons have played good the last 4 games.
I'll
I
take
mean,
the
They've
boys
won the
on that.
last 4 in a row.
Yeah, they're 4-4. I mean,
I know what they are.
okay. I think I'd take the Falcons and the points. Cowboys will
I
win.
see a big
but-
bounce back game for the boys. Big bounce back game.
Yeah.
Okay. Chiefs, Raiders.
Raiders win. I got the Raiders. The Chiefs look horrible.
I will say Raiders.
It is in Vegas.
I will say Raiders.
Chiefs are 2.5 point favorites.
No way. I'm taking the Raiders all day long.
Yeah.
You think?
Dude, the Chiefs.
They just
aren't-
lost to the Giants, bro.
Yeah, but the Chiefs haven't had a
Giants.
couple of bad games. this has
so did
been a
Kansas
terrible
City almost
season.
lost to the Giants.
right.
They did, but they won.
Yeah, and how does that offense only put up 13 points?
I don't know. Packers D's not great.
Okay, let's translate that. They put up 13 points again. The Raiders score 2 touchdowns. They win. All right, because they just look that bad, and that's how I look at it. Right? What kind of points can they put up? And you already know they can't stop people from putting up points. So I don't see why the
At least
Raiders
the Giants'
don't win this
defense
game.
is somewhat decent.
That's true. They're okay. Yeah.
Their front 4 is really good.
right.
Look, we know how I feel about the Chiefs. I called it out, 5 weeks ago? I don't even think they make
I think
the
you
playoffs.
actually called it earlier than that. Well,
Yeah.
you didn't say that part, but you just said you think teams figured them out.
Yeah,
That is true.
they're a gimmick. Yeah.
They're going to have to find a new gimmick.
I told you the brainchild was Andy Reid's kid, and that kind of got thrown out with the bathwater. So
Literally.
Yeah, unless the dude's sending courier pigeons from prison. I don't know. I don't think they're gonna get it.
You didn't get nothing, man.
They don't get that channel.
Yeah.
Bills Jets.
What's the point spread?
Is White
12
playing?
and a half.
Doesn't matter. Johnson threw for
Mike
400
White is
yards
playing.
too.
Mike White's playing.
Oh, I got the Jets and the points. I've been down this train last week when I bet half my fucking.
What's the spread?
12 and a half.
12 and a half?
Jets at home.
I think I think
Take
White's
the 12 and a half points
yeah.
on the Jets.
White's the second coming of Brady, so I'm putting some
Yeah.
money on him.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice. Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, that's one of those.
Although it is
games.
the Jets, so you just like wouldn't. Yeah.
Don't
It's
even-
at home.
the
It's at home.
Jags.
Don't
It is.
care.
Jets are at home.
Don't
I
care.
think the Jets are better than the
Listen,
Jags. especially with White.
imagine this blip, all right, at the end of the season when you're like, do you remember when the Bills lost against the Jaguars and then the Jets?
Jets outright.
And then people are going to have this Roman. Why did we pick them for the Super Bowl after that? Yeah, you know what
I'm
I
going
mean?
to take the Jets outright.
Doesn't that
No
sound,
points. You take the Jets money line.
I got the Jets to win.
doesn't that make
I'll take the 12 and a half.
doesn't
Yeah,
make
I'll
you
take the 12 and a half.
throw up in your mouth a little bit?
I got the Jets to win this game.
All right.
Ooh.
Okay.
The Bills have 0 run game. 0.
I need this all in writing, Aaron. We need to see how we do.
Okay.
Jaguars, Colts.
Colts
Colts
and
for
I'll
sure.
take the
What's the
spread.
spread?
I bet it's 8.
Colts by 10
I'll take it.
at home.
I'll take that.
I'll take it.
They'll control the clock. Jonathan Taylor, Wentz is looking like he's starting to figure it out again with Wright.
So is Taylor starting to look a little bit better than Eckler, huh? Remember, beginning
Oh,
of the
dude,
season.
I would have picked Taylor every day. Taylor's
what I'm
my
saying.
boy.
I'm
man.
on the Taylor train with you
Oh,
too.
okay, gotcha. Who am I arguing with then? Anyone? Is it you? Were
Yeah,
you the
he
only
likes-
one?
he
You the
likes
only one that was
Eckler.
talking trash at the beginning of the season when I'm like Taylor shouldn't even there shouldn't even be a conversation of him going before Austin Eckler. I'm pretty sure it was you, right?
What? I don't know what we're talking about. But
Then that means it was you.
Fantasy, you were high on Eckler. We were
I'm
not.
high on Eckler. I was also trying to get some free jerseys, so it's good.
All right. Well, now I know your motivation. So
All right, well, we know where we stand on that one. Next.
Lions, Steelers.
What's the
Okay.
points?
Steelers are
Steelers
finally
by 8.
Steelers are finally starting
What?
to look like they got something figured out, though. You got to admit that, right?
No.
No.
Ben Roethlisberger threw for like 150 yards.
Dude,
I actually
how do
agree
you
with you.
not?
SP, I agree with you.
How do you not, dude? Like when they had like 3 times the amount in penalty yards, which we're gonna have to talk about this game, but like he didn't have any. Like there was no field to throw on. Like he got donated everything.
I mean, they should have lost that game.
yeah, dude.
Absolutely.
Pittsburgh should have lost that
A couple
Which I guess
QB
doesn't.
hits that didn't get called on Justin Fields.
Yeah.
Let's just talk about it now real quick. Let's just pause and talk about it.
Yeah.
The taunting call. Look, I will say this. Jeff Saturday said this morning, and as soon as I heard this, I agreed with him, but I still disagree. So just keep that in mind. But he said the dude celebrated 3 times. You get 1, maybe 2. You do the 3rd, and it's going to get you a flag every time.
Yeah.
He said, I don't agree with the taunting rule. I think it's stupid.
It
Most
is
of
a
them don't
dumb
exist.
rule.
But the dude celebrated 3 times.
Well, you know that.
And then I went back and watched the video. He did. Sacked him, jumped up and celebrated with a couple of boys. Then he did a karate kick. Then a couple more boys came and he celebrated. Then he walked over to the sideline by himself.
Well, you know why I did that though, because the Steelers
How's that
released him
taunting,
the
though?
week before.
Yes, the Steelers released him.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit though.
It's not
At that
taunting.
point, the flag could be deserved. The problem I have with all of it is the ref didn't seem to really decide to pull the flag all the way out until he hip checked the dude as he's running by him. Like that ref has to be suspended. He cannot be
I
reffing
didn't see it.
NFL games this
I was
next
watching
week.
a movie. I didn't see it. But
Yeah, I did watch it, and that's
Watch it, yeah.
pretty much what it looked like.
He was like
But-
running by, and the ref kind of hip checked him and then threw the flag.
Yeah. Yeah.
He had his hand kind of like he was thinking about it, right?
Right.
And then as the guy's running behind him, he kind of sticks his butt and hip out, gets hit by him, looks at the dude, pulls the flag out and throws it. Like,
so
bad optics.
Vegas does not think this game's going to be high scoring. The over/under is 42.
Yes, absolutely. I'd probably take the under on that.
I don't know. I'd have taken the under last night too. Look where that had got me.
Yeah.
No one thought the Bears were going to put up, what, 23?
27.
27?
Anybody
they lost
wishing
29 to
Fields was a
27.
Bronco
Oh, that's
yet?
Oh, dude.
Fields is looking good.
Fields should
He
have been a Bronco.
he is
Except
finally
for Pinky.
starting to
I
actually look
said
pretty
that.
decent.
I'm just not gonna keep like reliving it. Like
Yeah.
it's over. It's done.
Yeah, it's done.
There's nothing we can do.
I was at that autograph signing with you. I'm not
well,
joking. I'd have been like
when
number
Mooney's-
12 pick, and he'd have looked at me funny, and I said, "No, go ahead."
All I know is when Mooney scored his first touchdown, they
That's
called
just being
that
a
chop
dick.
block. That was bullshit.
Oh yeah.
A
That
lot of
was
bad
a
calls in
terrible
that
call.
game.
Well, not just bad calls, but bad calls in the fourth quarter that decided that game.
That crew is not going to be doing playoff games. Let's put it that way.
I hope not.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was
no,
totally
that was bad.
one-sided affair. And I
Right.
mean,
And then not calling the late hit on
Two of
Fields.
them.
Yeah.
2 of late hits.
Again,
The
two.
one where he slid down, the guy hit him in the neck.
Okay, that one. All right. No, if you're going to give yourself up, you do that. You don't wait to the last second and then
That
angle
one
your
I'm not
body
as
at
upset
him.
about. My two were the ones in the pocket.
Yeah, it was definitely in the pocket.
Um,
2 steps and like drilled him.
Yeah.
So that definitely should have been called. But no, there were a lot of penalties there. You saw my comment in our chat.
Yeah, it was an ugly
That was
game.
exactly what
It
happened.
was an
there.
ugly game. So, now coming back into this week, Pittsburgh beats Detroit. I don't know if I like that line, though.
I mean, you can take the Lions and the points.
What is it again?
8
8.
points.
Seems too heavy-handed to me.
Steelers definitely win that game.
I think they win.
I think they win.
6.
But then again, if Lions were going to put up a W on anybody, I feel like
Could
it
be
would
the
probably
Steelers.
be the Steelers.
Absolutely.
Are they playing in Detroit?
Steelers.
Yo, here's the thing. This is the same Pittsburgh team as last year.
Right.
So who's to say they don't look good now and then they lose another 8 in a row here soon? So, like,
yeah.
I'm not super confident in this. I
Well,
could easily see Detroit winning, but I'll go
The
with
big
Pittsburgh
difference
right
is
now.
their run game compared to last year. So.
Agreed. They're running
Najee
the
Harris
ball.
is a monster.
Yes.
And
Dude, can you imagine what Najee Harris would do right now if he had an O-line in front of him?
he doesn't need it. He's
be
literally
real
just
good.
dude.
He's doing pretty good without it, but he'd be really good with it.
He's flattening fools, man. I mean,
He's
he
pretty good,
runs
yeah.
angry.
Pretty good.
Yeah, he
Pretty
runs
good.
angry.
He's no Trent Richardson.
All right.
He is no Trent Richardson. We agree on something.
More whiskey, everybody.
Yeah. And he's no ETN because his leg held up. So
Foot. It was Etienne's foot.
whatever.
Let's wait and see what he does next year.
Najee Harris
Foot's attached
and,
to his leg.
Najee Harris and Javonte Williams.
Look,
are
I
fun
said
to
from the
watch.
beginning, though, I don't have high hopes for Etienne as long as Urban Meyer's the coach, unfortunately.
Well, as
so
long
He
as
won't be the coach very long.
I personally think Javonte Williams is going to be one of the best backs in the league very soon.
he looked pretty good.
this, looking back on it 10 years from now, might end up being arguably one of the best running back draft classes ever.
Not until Etienne gets off the Jags.
I'm not even thinking about Etienne. Look at what Khalil Herbert did with Chicago.
Yeah, but he'll never see the time of light.
I
with
said 10
Montgomery.
years from now, we'll wait and see. But there's some talent at running back position in this draft.
All right.
If they stay healthy.
Yeah.
Big game. Saints versus Titans.
Titans won that.
Titans, move along.
Yeah. What's the points?
2.5.
Titans, move
2.5.
along.
Titans 2.5.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Really?
Titans 2.5.
I don't know. I don't know what Titans team I'm getting, so I don't know.
It
You
doesn't-
seriously
it
would
doesn't seem to
take the
matter.
Saints in that game?
Dude, the
in
Titans
any
have beaten
situation?
the top 4 playoff
Pinky,
teams
wait,
last year.
everybody, hang on. Trevor
row?
Simeon is starting at quarterback for the Saints.
It's not good. I'm just saying
That doesn't just instantly
they-
make you say
they-
I'm not picking the Saints?
I mean, the Saints.
They lost to Atlanta.
I know, but Atlanta's playing pretty good football right now.
Oh my goodness, move along. This is cray cray.
Panthers, Cardinals,
Cardinals.
man.
Cards, what's the line? 10.5?
10.
Cards.
I'd even change that. To
Yeah, with
14.
PJ Walker
Yo,
playing.
here, I was just going to
absolutely.
say, with my boy
PJ
PJ
Walker
playing,
sucks.
my boy PJ is probably going to throw for 275, 2 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. And those 2 interceptions are going to be in the most unopportune times possible.
Wrong. I'm gonna throw Trump out on you. Wrong.
He's throwing for
Wrong.
under 200 yards. Well, I guess if he's got McCaffrey, he might get 50.
Telling you right now, he's going to sling about 270.
If he throws 270, it's because McCaffrey got 70 of those yards. For
Okay,
sure.
he's still going to throw
he
for
got
270.
150
Wrong.
of those yards.
What do you want to put on it, Pinky?
Write that
Ugly.
down.
do you want to put on it?
Well, since he still owes me a bottle of whiskey.
Transfer that debt to you.
No, that doesn't.
Yeah, that works. I agree.
Yeah, because if I lose, he'll just pay you. And
I got yeah.
if I win, I
He
get 2
hasn't
bottles of
paid
whiskey.
you yet.
But if here's perfect, right? But if you win, it wipes my debt.
Right, I see that.
Just saying.
So if I win,
Wait, what did you say? You said
You said
270?
270 and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, write that down.
no. Whoa, hang on. I said what I thought was he'd throw for about 272 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. You said wrong, and I said I feel like he's going to throw for about 270. The bet is for the yardage. I'm not talking about the touchdowns, the interceptions, and everything.
No, 2 touchdowns. You called it.
Dude, I'd give him the 270.
Yeah, he's going less than 270. We'll do that right now.
I mean,
All right.
Justin
Well, hang on.
Fields
Are
is
we
only
going
throw-
over under? Because I'm saying around. So if you're going to maybe go over under, my number's not going to be 270.
Okay,
Well, what's your number gonna be?
269 and a half.
Dude.
What's
Over,
it gonna be?
over 269
He'll be
and a
over
half.
250.
250, huh?
He will be over 250.
All right, 20 yards. Is that good enough for you? Is your listen? You either think he's bad or he's
It's
not,
still
Pinky.
lose for me. You stole me a bottle. So,
Yeah, that's
If
true.
you're going to
too.
give me
Pay
an
me or
over
you
under,
pay
I
him?
say he's going over 250.
Under 250.
Okay.
PJ Walker.
Yeah.
Dude, Sam Darnold hasn't even gone for 250 yet, so you're fucked, Caleb.
And Carolina loses.
I mean, it's a no lose for me. I don't get a bottle from Aaron if you win. I get 2 bottles if I win. That's perfect.
If you lose, wait.
I get nothing.
No, you have to give me a bottle though.
He's giving you the bottle. 'cause he
I
owes
said
me a
I'll
bottle.
transfer the debt. I'll get you the bottle instead.
No, I don't like that because I don't feel like you're losing, Ben.
That's true.
That's not a bet with us. That's like I'm betting with him.
I mean, he's kind of losing. He's not getting the bottle.
No, I don't like
Wow.
that.
You know how much I
Separate
like my
separate
whiskey.
bets.
No.
I'm not the bookie who transfers.
All right.
You pay me outright.
I tried to do a solid.
Move along.
so.
This isn't happening. What's next?
That's not happening.
See, if he was confident, he'd be like, I don't care what bet
Right.
you throw out, do it.
Exactly.
That's how I'd be. You know what I mean?
Not
Not confident.
No, that
If he
doesn't
knows
give me.
PJ
I'm
Walker
definitely
sucks.
confident. Nope.
Sucks.
I'm confident. I am confident. I don't like that
All right.
your payment is from somebody else.
What was the last game?
That doesn't give me any satisfaction.
The last game is always
That's right.
Broncos
I
game.
don't remember you guys were playing
I
though.
don't even want to talk like.
Who are you guys playing?
Eagles.
Oh.
You will root for the Broncos this week.
Yeah, and that's why the Eagles are going to win. So
I don't know.
now it's
Destroy the East.
The
Broncos,
Eagles are gonna
Broncos
win.
are 3-point favorites.
Are we at home?
We're at home.
you want to know what, man? I think you guys are going to come out thinking you're slinging something thick,
Eagles win.
and yeah, and then the Eagles might come and stomp you. I honestly think that's what the
Fly,
chance is gonna be.
Eagles, fly.
I hate that shit.
I could see why.
The last time I went to an Eagles game, they did not say that all game.
Really?
Yeah, because Peyton Manning put it on them. We put a 50 burger on them. It was awesome.
That's funny because like when I went to the Washington, they played the Colts when Peyton was on there. They didn't sing their damn chant either.
Yeah.
Other when they kicked the
Now,
field goal, and I'm like, dude, this is
When we
worthless.
went to Philly, like a couple years ago, Carson Wentz was on his MVP tear, and they put a 50 burger on us. But that's not happening this year.
Listen, I think the Eagles win this just because you guys are going to enter it with too much confidence.
I disagree.
Yeah. All right.
Well, if
I
there's
just know
one
that
thing
the
we
Eagles
do,
are a very good team right now.
if there's one thing we do good is run the ball, and I don't think the Eagles' run defense is all that great. So I'm gonna go with the Broncos in the 3.
I like the
No,
Broncos in this
nothing.
game.
No contribution about
Now
your
again,
team.
I
I already said the Eagles win.
Oh, that was
I
it.
already said it like 3 times.
That was it. Just no reason why. Just
You want a reason? Because
That helps,
I don't want the Broncos
you know.
making the playoffs and getting a shitty draft pick.
okay.
no,
so you're
no,
being
no, that's
hopeful.
what you want.
Yeah, you're not actually giving.
But then you're not really giving an analysis of the game.
Yeah.
The Broncos are not a good team. Last week was an aberration. The coaching staff is atrocious and can't come up with a decent game plan. They are at best a 500 team. There is nothing that tells me they're going to come out and beat the Eagles.
And again, you are not wrong on any of those statements.
Well, look, wait.
But
I think the Broncos.
they've won
coaching staff-
They've won 2 games in a row.
I think the Broncos coaching staff figured out what to do. We're just gonna run Javonte Williams until we get inside the red zone. And we're just gonna hand the ball off to Melvin Gordon to get all the touchdowns.
And they have a pretty good wide receiver. Now that Jerry Judy's back.
And I won't stop saying it. With Justin Fields, they are a dark horse Super Bowl team. That's how much talent's
Not
on that
this
team.
year.
Yep.
Not this year. Not the
Yep.
way Fields has played.
Not the way the coaching staff is. Talent-wise, though, yes.
Justin
Fields
Fields
right
would
now
not
is
nearly-
better than any quarterback on this team.
Not right now. He's not.
Uh,
What are you watching, Pinky?
I've watched Justin Fields
my
all
God.
season, and I see some glimpses here
You
and there.
know, this was Justin Fields' first game over 150 passing yards, I believe.
but it's also his. How many games now are we in? 9. It's also his 9th team with our 9th week with Nagy. So you got to give him some credit.
Correct.
You know what I mean?
Correct.
Um,
I'm giving Fields the whole benefit of the doubt this whole season because of Nagy.
okay.
But I don't think he steps in right now and is better than Bridgewater at the moment.
Yeah.
2-3 years from now, sure, absolutely.
You also said Locke was better than Teddy, and Locke would be the starting quarterback.
No.
You
I
did.
said I would
You
prefer Locke. I said Bridgewater would win. Listen to the podcast.
Yeah. No, he did say Bridgewater was going to be the starter, but he wanted Locke to be.
Right, because you said Locke was a better quarterback.
I would prefer to watch Locke. If I'm going to watch a team turn the ball over, and I'd rather watch for the big plays than the check down.
And
I'm
Fields
sorry.
is better than Bridgewater and Locke.
In 2
right
to 3 years,
now.
absolutely not. Right now, he is not. He's not proven anything right now. He's proven that he's pretty much garbage for the most point.
Pinky, your eyes when it comes to evaluating talent might be the worst I've ever seen for a football fan.
Are you really talking right now? Because your curse is fucking real, bro. Like,
The curse has nothing about the talent level of these players. It just says when I pick really talented players, they happen to get hurt.
they all suck.
None of them have sucked, Pinky.
Oh, damn it.
None of them.
I didn't scroll down. We still have 3 more games.
Not one of those
Seriously?
players has sucked.
Let's
They've
move
all
on.
been injured.
I still disagree. They suck. Vikings versus Chargers.
Where's it at? Chargers?
It's in L.A. Chargers are 2.5-point favorites.
Don't wear your purple in L.A.
Vikings.
They're going to be wearing it on their face based on that last video I watched. So,
The Chargers have not looked good.
No, they have not.
Yeah.
They have not looked
And
good.
you know the one thing that Vikings do really good? Run the ball. You know what the Chargers are worse than the NFL at? Stopping
the run.
Right. Yeah, I think you kind of have to
So,
go.
I mean, look at Dalvin Cook to have a good day.
Take the Vikings in the points.
Yeah, what is it?
2.5. They're home. That's why they're getting.
Yeah,
2.5.
I would just take the Vikings money line. You probably
Vikings
better.
win outright.
Yeah, I agree. Vikings win outright.
Seahawks Packers.
Is Rodgers going to
Russell's back. Rodgers says there's a small possibility he doesn't play.
If Rodgers plays, Packers win.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
If Rodgers doesn't play,
Seattle wins.
I don't know, man. I don't. Oh yeah, Jordan Love's bad. He's bad. He's bad.
Hey,
it's his first NFL start.
I don't care.
Yeah, but if you can't
He's bad,
score
bro.
more than 7 points on
That Kansas City defense gives up 30 burgers to everybody.
Everyone.
Everyone.
Yeah.
I don't expect a lot, but 14?
I didn't think he looked that bad.
he made some pretty bad throws, dude.
Bad.
Bad.
Seattle wins. Seattle wins if yeah.
We just going, what, +7?
It's 3.5 Packers. You got to wait till Sunday to put that in.
Okay.
You got to wait till Rodgers gets cleared.
I don't know. I don't think they're going to clear him.
He can't practice till the day before the game.
They could easily spite the shit out of him based on the mess they've put the NFL in right now.
And then
Which, again, is absolutely stupid.
Agreed.
None of that
Agreed.
stuff
Agreed.
matters at all.
Rams 49ers Monday night.
Rams.
Yeah,
And I bet
what
they cover
Rams?
that spread
I bet
too.
they're
What's the
what, like
spread?
8.5?
3.5.
That's it?
3.5.
It's in San
Rams
Francisco.
oh my god.
Don't care.
Don't care.
Don't care.
Look what Arizona just did in San Francisco.
Right?
Yeah, with backups.
With backups.
Yeah.
And Kyler Murray's not guaranteed to play this game.
It's because he's not on the Rams or 49ers.
Yeah,
He's not.
That's
Never
kind of what I was wondering too. So that's fine.
I'm like, that's a good bet.
Yeah.
I'll take that bet.
Excellent. Yeah, I like that.
Rams gonna have to, they're gonna have a good right game.
But actually, Kyler Murphy's not playing the Packers or Seahawks games and might throw more than Jordan Love. So
Jordan Love's bad.
I'm just saying that's a possibility too. But yeah, and I'm pretty sure Rams got that at least by 10. So that would be my guess.
Which
anyways.
would be pretty much a death nail for the 49ers.
Yeah.
They're 3-5.
I
They
think last week was
If I remember correctly, at the beginning of the year, I said they would be the team that did not come out of that division.
Yeah, because we were, yeah. I mean,
Well, I think we were all between them and Seattle. It was just which one.
right.
I thought all the teams would be competitive in that division, and it's just not.
Well,
the
I mean,
case.
there was definitely some arguments that they would be the most talented. They had, based off of last year, they definitely had the most potential, but they're coming out like just a bunch of losers, man. It's weird.
Makes you wonder
You
about
know,
that coach.
The NFC East is almost kind of like locked up. You know who your top 4 are. You know who.
Oh, the NFC East. It's Cowboys regardless.
Yeah.
Cowboys are winning that division.
Well, let me rephrase that. The NFC.
Yeah, he was talking about the
the
conference as a
NFC.
whole,
Oh yeah,
but I got it.
Cowboys, Bucks. It's Packers and Rams
Yeah.
and Cardinals.
Yeah.
Those are 5 right there. You got 2 more teams that'll sneak in.
Maybe the Saints might sneak in, just because they're defense.
Saints are looking good.
Yeah.
But
Well, they have Trevor Simmons.
yeah, well, AFC. It's like anyone.
Dude,
The
Yeah.
top team changes every
literally
week.
AFC West. All 4 teams are technically still in the playoff hunt. All 4.
Yeah.
Stupid Broncos.
Well, as long as you guys get to keep playing the NFC East, you guys keep getting free wins. So
It helps.
that's for your whole division, dude. They're like they're it's you get to win and you get to win, and I'm just like, come on, stop
It helps.
already.
It's nice.
I know Cowboys play the Chiefs soon. We'll see how that goes.
I don't think it's going to go well for the Chiefs, but then again, didn't think it was going to go well for the Broncos. So, but anyways,
That's it, man.
that's it.
We are
All right.
done. We made it.
It'd be interesting to see how this looks after Monday's night game.
I mean, can it get as crazy as last week? Last week was really
It
crazy.
definitely can.
Last
Let's just
week
hope
wasn't
it doesn't.
Crazy. It was, I don't know.
No, that was
depressing.
the weirdest week
Dude,
in
that's
football I've
seriously
ever
is
seen.
literally really weird.
Yeah.
Really weird.
On that note, there are some big things coming from us, hopefully here by next week. Keep an eye out on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Pinky can post some stuff on there too if it goes the way we're hoping. Keep an eye out for some possible news this week. Everybody else have a great time. Family, friends. Love hanging out with you guys.
Yeah, it's
We're out.
November. It's almost Thanksgiving.
Thanks for that, Pinky.
Yeah, we're trying to help.
No one knew.
I can show you where my heart's at, see it on my sleeve. Even if the beat stops, my soul will not leave. If I never stood tall, nobody will ever see. I can show you where my heart's at, see it on my sleeve. I can show you where my heart's at, see it on my sleeve. Even if the beat stops, my soul will not leave. If I never stood tall, nobody will ever see. I can show you where my heart's at, see it on my sleeve. I can show you where my heart's at, see it on my sleeve. Even if the beat stops, my soul will not leave. If I never stood tall, nobody will ever see. I can show you where my heart's at, see it on